shutdown.
The schedule to resume votes on government funding remains fluid and has not been finalized. A source tells CBS News one option under consideration is to focus on narrower bills this week to pay air traffic controllers and or the military. A separate bill that failed last week to pay some federal workers could be resurrected if a compromise is agreed on to include furloughed workers and contractors. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Two utilities serving Missouri and Illinois are merging.
The boards of American Water and Essential Utilities, Inc. have approved a merger that's expected to close in early 2027. It'll retain the American Water name and be headquartered in New Jersey. American Water is the parent company of both Missouri and Illinois American Water, serving almost 2 million people in the region. Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Dow from Stifel's up 215 points to 47,422.
Our gloomy weather is going to continue right through Wednesday and then get set for some of the coldest air so far this season. On this Monday, partly to mostly cloudy skies going through the afternoon. There'll be a couple of showers here and there, but I think rainfall today is somewhat limited. It's breezy and it is chilly. 59 for the high. Tonight, clouds, some showers, especially late tonight. 51. Tuesday, clouds with periods of rain and a chilly rain. 57 for the high temperature on Tuesday. Periods of rain Tuesday night, 45. Wednesday, clouds with showers, chilly and windy, 57 degrees. The outlook for Halloween, this is all gone. Friday will be sunny and in the 50s. However, for trick-or-treat time, temperatures will be in the 40s. Also, time change this weekend. We set our clocks back 1 hour. That means the sunset on Sunday, November 2nd, will be right at 5 o'clock. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It is 55 degrees. The feels like is 47 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Hi, Margaret with Eamon Gantner and Capriano. Life happens. Accidents, deaths. Make your estate plan now, or the courts will decide for you later. Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com.
The choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis, DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy rainy Monday. As Jake points out, I do love these days. It's going to be like this for another couple of days, and then the sun's going to come out, and it's going to get colder, and there you go. October, baby.
Almost over.
I love it. Oh, I know. That's nuts.
I know. It finally feels like October.
Well, it's friggin' 92.
Yeah, we spent most of October in July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dave Murray said that it's supposed to be a real cold snap at the beginning of November. So this could be one of the, enjoy it while we got it.
Yeah, no fall this year, just summer right into winter.
Yeah, right now it's vibey fall, and it's been pretty nice sunny fall. So just take your
last
walks.
week was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't even mind this. You have no whimsy.
I judge everything with weather by whether or not it makes my drive worse.
So you have no romance.
Or it's about whether or not we have baseball games affected by it, but that's not this time of year, so it's only the driving part.
What vibe do you like?
I mean, that's nice when it's when you're out on the beach and it's 70 degrees and it's windy and stuff. That's great.
But that's sort of the absence of a vibe. You don't like any kind of...
I don't like any kind of disruptions.
Stormy or rainy or snowy.
No, mostly because they cause me hassle. It's harder to drive. We got to take the dogs out. The dogs get all wet, and I got to dry them every time we come in, and they're tracking their dirt in into the kitchen. And you're it's always a hassle.
Boy, I'd love to hear you dirty talk sometime. I bet that's quite a thing to behold. It's all factual. How was everyone's weekend?
Pretty good.
Good.
Nice.
Brother,
Yeah.
get back to LA.
He did. Safely got back.
What was the funnest thing you guys did?
Boy, that's a really good question. It's just nice to have him around. You know what I mean? Like it's just nice to get to spend time with him.
Yeah.
It was fun. Friday night we had his oldest friend and his wife were back in Alton to see his parents, which are very close to ours. So he stopped by and hung out for a bit. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice.
And then Friday was Friday, like earlier in the day, we went up to Grafton, had a nice time up there.
Good.
Tried out a new restaurant that was yummy, and went
Yeah,
to Pier Marquette.
You guys faked me out. I thought you were coming to see me at the Exorcist thing on Friday because you said, "Are you doing the Exorcist thing on tonight?" And I'm like, "That's right." You're like, "Wow, Eric was looking at that and saw it in the paper." I'm like, "I can get you tickets." You're like, "Oh God, no, we have people coming over."
Well, we already had plans, but it was weird because he wanted to go see one that morning, and I was with him, and he went and it was looking at the Drafts House website, and he saw Exorcist, and he's like, "Oh, that's interesting," and he clicked on it, and your name immediately came up on the website, and he was like, "Did you know about this?" And I was like, "Kind of." I'm gonna make sure.
Yeah, we did a whole ass interview about it.
Yeah.
I didn't remember if you were for sure doing it or if they were doing it and you might have been involved, which is why part of why I texted
Good
you.
producing.
Part of why.
How did that go, by the way? I meant to ask
nothing
you
to do with me.
earlier.
It went well. It was, nothing's like the way you picture it.
Yeah.
And I had not been to Alamo Draft House before, and I thought all of the theaters were very small, and this one was, normal, like quite large. And it could have been sold out. I mean, I didn't see many empty spaces, so it was cool. I was with a Baptist pastor who was lovely. She was wonderful. And then Jeremy is a movie guy, a film guy. And that got a little tough because he was really good and really smart. And people are like, yes, what do you think Franz Kafka would have thought of the scene with the pea soup? And then he would answer, give this really great answer. And they'd be like, Dave? And I'm like, one time I went up those stairs. It was really scary. Like, that's all I got. That's all I got.
Dave's like, I refuse to watch this movie, actually.
I did, yeah. I showed up at 9 p.m. and I looked through the little window in the door to see how close they were. And of course, the first thing I see is her face like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, great. Now I've got that in my head. But it was fun. I appreciate them doing that.
That's cool.
And it was none of us understood it when they were in. And Andrew didn't even know I was doing it. And, but like the whole Ideas Institute, and we'd watch things and we talk about them, like, okay, I got it a little more because they were talking about esoteric, philosophic things. Yes, yes. That's all I had. All right.
Good day.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's time to call it a day, you
Good
guys.
talk,
That
Russ.
was a good 5 minutes.
I saw a really good movie over the weekend. I'm sure you guys have been seeing it on your TikTok and such. Catherine Bigelow's new movie, House of Dynamite.
Oh, is it good?
It's really
It's
good.
on our schedule soon.
It's really good. Yeah. I in fact, I went back because it's not really letting anything out of the bag. It's, a nuclear crisis told 3 different times from 3 different perspectives.
Right.
And what I thought was the most interesting thing about it is it portrays the people who handled this on behalf of our government, from Secretary of Defense to the people who shoot the missiles to try to take down nukes shot at us, to the president, played by Idris Elba. And they portray them as real people who are really struggling with these decisions. Do we fire back? Do we not fire back? All these kinds of things. And it made it really interesting.
Good.
Some people may not like it because they may think that it sort of belittles our government and our defensive capabilities a little bit. But I thought it was pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I think everyone should see it. Like, of all the things I worry about, and you guys know me, I didn't worry about nuclear war before watching that movie.
Uh-oh.
And what it did for me, because I know we've had close calls over the decades, but what it did for me is it opened up like, yeah, what if? What if Kim Jong-un just got crazy and fired one off? Because just the fact of it firing leads to, we have all of these packages, these nuclear packages. This is total annihilation. This is just Russia. This is just China. This is this is that. And as soon as someone fires, they start making those decisions. So crazy.
This is the Heads of State movie?
Heads of State.
No.
What are you talking
House
about?
of Dynamite.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Heads of Dynamite.
Sorry, I just inhaled wrong
Oh, no.
again.
Because you're dressed up too much.
I Googled Idris Elba and then movie, and there's another movie he did called Heads of State that looks like it might fit into what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it also looks like a straight up comedy. So I was a little confused.
No. You know what else I watched? It was a television weekend. I mean, I did the thing on Friday, and I met everyone for lunch, or brunch yesterday. I don't know why I feel fancier calling it brunch. It's just lunch.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
you have different items on the menu from
No.
lunch.
We didn't. We went to Michael's, the Greek place in Maplewood. It was just the same as it always is, but on Sunday I like to say brunch.
Oh, I see.
I feel fancy.
So you went
Well,
for
that's fun.
lunch. It wasn't a special thing with
No.
the mix of the two
No.
types of foods.
No, it wasn't brunch at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a 3 p.m.
It was just a late breakfast, early lunch.
Yeah. Anyway, I watched the Netflix special by the BTK killer's daughter.
Oh, I've seen the trailer for that.
It was really good as well. I lived through that.
Yeah.
So I kind of, had a pretty good idea of it. But this showing it from her perspective was really interesting. And just what can you imagine?
No.
In hindsight, she was like, yeah, my dad had a temper. Well, so did my dad.
Right.
But
right.
he didn't kill 10 people.
That's right.
And so just her going through and being very open and honest and vulnerable about when this came to light. I mean, imagine that. Just one day.
Did they, you know what? I don't want to do any spoilers.
It's okay.
It's
out there.
Did the family move?
How
would you stay in a place where that happened? You would be, you'd have to be like the Village Freaks, right?
Yeah, they did move. And then someone bought the property and tore down the house.
Okay.
And I believe it's still torn down.
Okay.
And there's one part where she goes back to that empty lot
Okay.
with Netflix and kind of walks around.
Okay.
And the next door neighbor starts berating her.
Oh.
You don't live here anymore. You don't have to put up with all of this every single day, all day. People are
man.
knocking on my door and taking pictures of that empty lot.
That's actually a fair complaint.
Mm-hmm.
How much would it suck to just be a person that lived next door?
Yeah.
And you have all the people, what do they call it? The horror tourism,
Mm-hmm.
where people are going to go and just do photo shoots, or you're doing a documentary there, or whatever. That sucks.
Yeah. So I had a question, one of my existential questions I get while watching these things. While I was watching it, I was actively monitoring myself. Could you do this? Could you? Because it's like a real, what's the word I'm looking for? Boring look into him and what he thought and the things he did. Antiseptic, I guess. When he was asked, when he pled guilty, all you have to do is someone says well, why do you think you did this? And you give a 1-sentence answer. He spoke for 50 minutes and went through details of every murder in front of everyone and just like he was just reading off a list. Oh yeah, then I did this and I did this and I did this. Anyway, I was trying to plumb my own innards. Could you do this? Is there any part of you that XYZ? Do you think just that question makes you a little bit crazy?
No.
You're asking if you could kill people?
Yeah. This guy didn't do anything
Right.
until a certain point in his life. It was so mundane, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then he got busy with raising kids. And he even said, I just didn't have time to kill anymore. And then once, he was kind of an empty nester, he's like, okay, well, here we go. And he got back into, because he didn't get any attention. So in 2004, after being dormant for 15 years or so, he came back out. I just thought that was so fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, I think the answer, I think most people are capable of doing very horrible things. Capable of it. It's a possibility. But I also think most people would never do it to that extent repeatedly and then be able to recount it the way you just described, like I think it's silly to be like, I could never do something that's evil and bad. Like, no, I mean, things could go a certain way. You could start making certain decisions and end up anywhere, really.
I can tell you this. I would only do it once because I would 100% get caught. Like this guy he had like literal cross references in his materials, where he would have everyone's name, everyone's address, everything he did to them. And then he could look up strangulation and it would show him the people he strangled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that kind of energy for anything. Certainly not for killing people. It was something else, though. So, highly recommend.
That is bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
Thank you, Missouri, for making Genesis of St. Charles your #1 and most trusted Genesis dealer for 2025. Thrilling offers for an unforgettable season are now here at Genesis of St. Charles. For a limited time only, get 0% APR for up to 60 months on all new Genesis models. You don't want to miss this one. These offers absolutely end October 31st. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024 on approved credit for Genesis Finance. See dealer for details.
So Schnucks has this new bistro case in the Schnucks Deli. You really need to check it out, especially if you find yourself when you get off of work at the end of the afternoon. It's like, well, what am I going to do for dinner? We have kind of exhausted our usual meal rotation. I don't want to do takeout. I don't know what to get. Stop by the bistro case. They have so many delicious things to try. Entrees like blackened salmon, barbecue pulled pork, grilled garlic chicken, side dishes like Mediterranean green beans, sesame noodle salad, loaded twice baked potatoes. You can combine all these things. You can get something like the Pick 3 plate, which is your choice of any entree and 2 sides. And that starts at just $9.99, which is a really good price. It's great any time of the day if you need a work lunch or even dinner for the family. So stop by the bistro case in the Schnucks Deli department and ask a teammate for a sample today. Try it for yourself and see what you think.
Attention business owners with a net income over $500,000. You need to work with a tax strategist that understands your entrepreneurial mindset. Download the most recent white paper written by E3 Consultants Group titled The Power of a Professional Tax Strategy Team. Go to e3wealth.com/radio to obtain a copy. It's time to learn about wealth and tax strategies that protect your personal and business economy. E3 is ready to help you think differently about your finances. Educate, empower, enlighten. That's the E3 difference.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourIDoc.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 122. Don't forget, Friday is Halloween. The 2025 DGS Halloween Show is being brought to you this year by our friends at Lore Wine and Spirits, and they are our friends. They have sponsored Halloween many times, and I saw them at the 97.1 celebration last week, and good people. So get out there and get you some Lore Wine and Spirits. They send us some Ghost Tequila.
Ghost Tequila. I am really looking forward to having
You're
some
a tequila
of that.
girl.
I'm into tequila lately, yeah. So I'm going to have probably Halloween night. I'll have a little ranch water while giving out candy.
I don't know if I'm ever drinking again.
Something happened?
Our dinner night out.
Yeah, our dinner night out. I had a half of a Prosecco, because I didn't finish it, and a half a glass of red, didn't finish it. And the next day was the 97.1 thing, and I was hungover there. I was hungover at that thing. And Steve made fun of me, because he can drink better than me. And he's like, you're not hungover 24 hours later. I'm like, well, what am I then? Tired, heavy legs, like it's just the math no longer maths.
It is 100% possible to be hungover 24 hours later, sometimes 48 hours later. It just depends.
I felt a little tipsy off of the one beer that I had.
You were holding court, man.
When I was at...
Last week was Andrew's week. Between our happy hour where you held court and then the dinner where you held court, it was all about you. I respect it.
So the power of one beer.
You made your move.
The power of a single beer.
Andrew has this thing. Yeah, I'm sure you guys clock it, where he crosses his arms and leans back and then just starts telling a story. Like, oh, here we go. He's leaning back.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to keep an eye out for me doing
it's
that.
his grandpa on the front porch pose.
Yeah, Herschel.
he's Grandpa Herschel.
Call me the Cracker Barrel.
Did you guys see that
Barrel
someone
cracker.
threatened to blow up the library last week?
Our library?
Our library across the street.
Why?
Sounds like a homeless person talking
Oh,
smack.
I got you.
But the guy had a lit cigarette in the library, inflicted at someone, and was flicking his lighter.
I
and
think he doused a
Yeah,
security
doused-
guard in lighter
Yes.
fluid.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Yes.
now it's coming back to me.
Yes.
Jeez.
It's always nice when it happens right across the street from you.
Yes.
We're in a lovely location. Rach, the tattoo thing, you talking about that politician?
Yes.
Tell everyone about it.
Okay, let me get this pulled up because I'm going to get the info wrong if I'm not looking at all of it. His name is Graham Plattner. He's running for Congress, I believe, in Maine. And apparently a long time ago, when he was with the Marine Corps, he got a tattoo on his chest. It's a skull and crossbones, but people are saying it really resembles something called the Totenkopf, or Death's Head. And this is a symbol that was adopted by the SS. So Plattner has said, like, I really had no idea that this resembled something like this. I didn't know about any of its associations, and I'm planning to get this removed. But it is the kind of thing people are just kind of debating. Well, how do you not know? How do you go this long? No one said anything to you. But there's standards like against this in the military, and he was able to join the military with no problem, or, you know, never got in trouble while he was in the military for this tattoo. So anyway, the reason this is coming back up is because he's running, and it looks like young people, or young Democrats anyway, are still going to back him despite this Nazi tattoo, as people are calling it, or something closely resembling a Nazi tattoo. This scandal, they're willing to look past it and still give him their vote.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit on this guy. My thing with him is, because we all make mistakes, we all do stupid stuff. If I didn't have forgiveness and patience, I wouldn't even be here, done so much stupid idiot things. But he keeps getting caught in these lies. And for example, when he said, "Oh, I didn't know anything about it. That's first I've heard," kind of thing. And then because you can go back and find anything. They went back many, many years and found him having discussions on Reddit, I believe.
Oh,
directly talking about those tattoos. And you people don't understand the military. You don't understand this. You don't understand that. Of course, it is reminiscent of the Nazi tattoo, but it's different in this way. And so he had these full ass discussions about it and then said like, "Oh, I never really thought about it."
So it could have even been like, no, the intent is not to,
I believe him.
to like pay tribute to the SS, but he's acknowledging back then there is a resemblance and he's aware of the resemblance.
And he's said something terrible on just about every topic you can for Democrats, LGBTQ and everything. And he just keeps trying to explain it away. So, yeah.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, right perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM. Your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real. And I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you an HR manager, business owner, or leader looking to retain your best people? Nearly 1 in 4 employees is caring for an aging loved one, a challenge that often leads to distraction, absenteeism, and costly turnover. The CARES program from Age Smart Community Resources connects your employees to expert caregiver support, helping them stay focused and productive at work. Discover how CARES can boost retention, improve ROI, and cut costs for your business. Visit hmart.org or call 618-222-2561. Proudly serving 7 counties in Southwest Illinois.
It's time to check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast, and this one is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
Our slow-moving, cut-off low-pressure system is just kind of stuck over the middle of the nation, partly to mostly cloudy skies, couple of spot showers. It's kind of limited rain this afternoon, if anything, really. It's breezy and it's chilly, 59. Some showers developing, especially late tonight. It's cloudy, 51. Tuesday's wet. Clouds with periods of rain and a chilly rain at 57. Periods of rain Tuesday night, and keep that going into Wednesday. Wednesday's high, a nippy and windy 57 degrees. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers, an important decision, and should not be based solely on advertising.
FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, coming to Missouri soon. December 1st. Finally, you'll be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports, and it could not come at a better time of year with football, basketball, hockey. It's all happening. And with FanDuel, tons of ways to get in on the action. You can bet on everything from the money line, over under, bet the spread, or look to the future. Maybe you know who the MVP is going to be or win coach of the year. or what team's going to win the championship. You can do that with FanDuel. Plus, with live betting, you can even pick what player is going to score the next touchdown and the one after that while the game is going on. Download the FanDuel app and get familiar with it because the app will be live to use December in Missouri. You can see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to download the app. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Refresh your home today with window images, blinds, and shades. We have everything you need for updating your window treatments. We carry vinyl, aluminum, and faux wood blinds, cellular shades, and more. Plus, you can get them trimmed to width in-store for free. Also, be sure to check out the flyer on Menards.com for all our great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Dave Glover, celebrating 25 years.
Congrats to the Dave Glover Show. 25 years of stories, sarcasm, Sasquatch, spirited debates, and more laugh out loud moments than listeners can count. Congratulations on the most authentic show in St. Louis radio.
Sponsored by BioBalance Health and BioBalance Skin.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 133. Nick and Bree went to a Halloween dress-up party over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember the character Him from the Powerpuff Girls?
Yep.
Yeah, vaguely.
Devil-looking guy.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys a picture when we go to break. But Bree dressed up as him. And I mean, I don't know what she spent on this thing, but she looked amazing. And she won first place.
Nice.
And she was accompanied by my genius son, Nick, who went as Dr. Butthole MD.
Did he win second place?
Nope.
I was wondering which of the Powerpuff Girls he dressed up as.
See, he's just trying to he didn't want to compete.
Yeah, didn't want to steal her thunder.
Yeah,
Sure.
he knew all the time and effort she put in. He's like, I'm not going to try to take her thunder. Wait, that's
That's
not
why
the right
Nick and I are
Steal her
best
thunder.
friends, because when he sent all of us a picture of his costume, which was just a doctor's white
lab coat. Yeah.
And a name tag that said Dr. Butthole MD. I'm the only one that that's genius. I love it.
It was really funny.
Actually,
I laughed when you said it to us. I laughed out loud.
I actually think it's really funny.
And then the first thing I thought of was Fletch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Rosen.
I also like the idea that he spent the whole night. People are going, is that from? So he's like, no, it's just.
Yeah, no, just a doctor.
It's just like a guy.
Have you guys ever tried hard on a costume?
What a great question.
Because I don't think I ever really did. I had good ones. I've had good ones that worked out because they were simple.
Yeah.
I've never done
same
the face paint or the dramatic costume. It's always something that fits.
Well, and I grew up, I'm so glad I did. I grew up in that classic 70s Kmart.
Yeah. Everybody gets the plastic
Everyone
mask.
got the plastic mask.
You're wearing a garbage bag with Superman on it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I got older, we did a little bit more of our own thing, but it was always, and even in high school ones or college or even as adults, I don't feel like I've ever wanted to put in the time and effort to do the big thing.
Yeah.
Whatever I can do to, I'll buy a wig and I'll probably use that wig for 20 years and I'll be Slash from Guns N' Roses once.
Yeah. How did yours go?
It was fine. I mean, I joked with you guys. I was Wayne from Wayne's World. You get black. I have that same black wig I've had for 20 years because I used it for Slash and now it's anything I need. and a black T-shirt and ripped jeans and the Converse All-Stars that you loaned me. So I looked like Wayne, except that I looked more like Carrot Top with black hair than I looked like Wayne from Wayne's World.
Gotcha.
It was really weird. I took a picture and I'm like, that's just Carrot Top with black hair.
Rach, have a Razor's Edge?
I do. What did I want to talk about for Razor's Edge? Oh, yeah. So in China, they have put some interesting rules in place for their version of TikTok. Douyin is their version of TikTok, from what I understand. And a couple of other platforms have started abiding by this rule that is aimed at reducing online information and protecting the average social media user from potentially harmful advice or guidance. So we talk on the show all the time. Yeah, I saw this woman, she was giving mental health advice, or, this guy is telling me the best way to fix my car. But then I thought about it and I realized I don't know if this person actually has valuable information to share, or if they're just sharing misinformation. Well, China is requiring influencers to hold a degree in the area of the topic they are sharing information on. So sensitive topics like medical information. I don't think it's like, I like Kit Kat bars. Well, did you go to school to learn how to make a Kit Kat bar? Like, I think you can still share various opinions. But if you're giving something like medical advice or, therapy advice or something, that's going to be cracked down on. They've also banned advertising for medical products and services like health foods and supplements in order to curb promotions that are disguised as educational content. I mean, it's happened to me before. I'm watching something and I think I'm learning about an issue, and then it's like, oh, you just want me to buy this weird pill that you're selling. Okay. So they're trying to get rid of that too. My question for you guys is, even though this would if we did this in the US, even though it would encroach on free speech, technically, would you be okay with social media platforms being like, yeah, the only way you can provide medical advice is if you can prove to us that you have some sort of medical degree?
100% I'm behind it.
As long as it's not dictated by the government, right? If the platforms themselves are just enforcing it, because that would be the infringement on speech, with the government saying you can't say these things or you can't do anything like this.
Also, for what it's worth, I seem to have a different opinion on that stuff than a lot of people, in the government. But it begs the question, what if I have a different opinion on that than, you know what I mean? Like, who is determining what is medical advice? Like, what? So it's just by, like, if you have a qualification, like if you have a degree. Right, Rach? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think they're just saying at this point, the theory that the Rach put it was just, you have to show you have qualifications on that topic, not necessarily a degree.
Yeah. So if you're discussing subjects like medicine, law, education, or finance, you have to provide proof of your expertise through a professional license or degree.
Without getting to the question of free speech, and if it was just, hey, would you like these rules to come down in America about social media? Yes. Like, to me, there's no downside other than the big one, that it could chill or cancel free speech.
Again, but that's only if it's the government doing it.
Yes.
Because private companies can do whatever the hell they want and always have been able to do whatever the hell they want.
But if we own a part of TikTok...
Well, TikTok is never going to take, any of these private companies are never going to take it upon themselves to
because it
protect
reduces
us.
engagement.
Yeah, they all they care about. You're absolutely right, Wheels. They just want people engaged. They just want eyeballs on the screen. So in China, this is taking place under the Cyberspace Administration of China. I think it would have to be a government rule here. Here's why I'm not saying like, oh yeah, let's do it. Let's jump into it. Why I'm willing to consider it is, if you're out there giving advice on something like medicine, I mean, that just seems like something you would get in trouble on, even if it wasn't offline. Like if I were in the office and someone here was pretending to be an expert on what have you, and then I start taking the supplement and have some sort of like allergic reaction, I don't know what's going on. Couldn't that other person get in trouble if they were portraying themselves as some kind of expert and they're not.
Yeah. I mean,
or if I had like a clinic and you can't just set up a clinic without some sort of license or something.
Yeah, there are laws that have to do with licensing. And, similarly, if you walk around carrying a badge for St. Louis County cops and you're not, there are things like that.
Right.
We just have this weird thing with the internet that because we've been able to get away with certain things for as long as we have, we feel this need to like keep preserving that freedom as if that's the most important freedom there is. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the number one thing that we could do because this obviously is up to the companies at this point. We don't have to, if you don't want to step on the Constitution, but we should be teaching everyone better critical thinking, how to sort through what's real and what's not. I don't think it's that hard, but clearly there are a lot of people that either don't care to do it or don't know how to do it. I don't find it to be difficult at all to see someone saying something and go, I wonder if that's a thing. And you look and you're like, okay, this has never been agreed upon. This has never been studied. This has never been whatever. I don't think it takes that long, but we do need to get more people engaged in paying attention to what they're hearing and not just seeing someone who sounds convincing on their phone when they're looking at TikTok.
Do you think that we're seeing the beginnings of idiocracy with the fact that I don't think the reading and writing and math scores have ever been lower for students? And I'm not even sure a majority are at age appropriate level. So our kids are kind of getting dumber or at least less educated. And then you throw in all the social media and all the conspiracies and all the Macron's wife is a man and all this stuff. Do you think we're seeing the beginnings of idiocracy?
I don't know, but since all of this started with social media specifically, because I know it predates social media, okay? Because these things were online before social media, these ideas. But we've seen a lot of things make comebacks that we thought were gone. Like, I didn't think flat Earth was a thing. It's very clearly a thing. And people are pushing it, in various forms. I thought forever that we all agreed that was done. That was stupid. That we all understood. Oh, hey, there's pictures of the Earth from space.
I just saw that 20% of Americans don't believe the moon landing happened.
Interesting.
A fifth of people.
I'm surprised it's that low.
And by the way, but seriously, that's crazy that 1 in 5 people would say that it didn't happen. And it's based entirely on claims from people that have no credentials to make those claims. And there's a great video, you guys, anybody should seek it out, especially if you're a moon landing denier, of these movie special effects guys watching the video and being asked, how could you fake this? And these are movie special effects guys. And they're like, we can't even fake that now. With what we have now, there's no way they could have done that in the 60s.
Yeah, I saw a great video of the gentleman who is the youngest living astronaut who walked on the moon. And he's about 78, and he's very spry, and he's very smart and with it. And in the TikTok, they went through the top 5 conspiracy theories, and he just instantly dismantled everyone in a very conversational way, which I appreciated. I don't want to be lured into one of those. And I'm probably lureable.
I think the first step is admitting it. I think you're right. You're ahead of a lot of other people on that one.
Hey, just check the mail. We've been invited to a seminar and dinner is free.
It's gonna be chicken, and it'll taste like Play-Doh.
Don't be fooled. All seminars are not the same. For example, Steve All, an investment advisor representative and founder of the All Financial Group, will be hosting his Taxes and Retirement Seminar at his office in Chesterfield on October 28th. From the big beautiful bill to taxes on your Social Security, Steve will not only cover the hurdles you'll face in retirement, but ways to keep more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. This is a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
You know, hon, I've always been interested in us buying a timeshare.
I'd rather eat Play-Doh.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
The DGS Halloween Show is back, and you can hear it first on Friday, October 31st, starting at 4 p.m. Hear all about their ghost hunting experience and all the thrills and chills the show experienced this year. And to check out the ghost adventures from the past 20 years, head to KMOX.com/Halloween. The DGS Halloween Show, presented by Lore Wine and Spirits. Try Ghost Tequila today, the perfect spicy spirit to bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level.
From your friends at Lombardo Homes, congrats to Dave Glover and the DGS Show on 25 years of building something great. Thanks for keeping St. Louis entertained, informed, and laughing all along the way.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now, promo code RADIO.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan, along with Dr. Colleen Bosler and Dr. Adam Voss at the Audiology Center. When was the last time you really enjoyed a conversation without straining to hear?
Charlie, so many people think hearing aids just make things louder.
But that's old technology. Today's hearing aids do so much more.
Exactly. With the dual chip technology, our hearing aids actually separate the speech from the background noise.
Which means at a noisy restaurant, you'll hear your friends and family, not the clinking dishes.
And the best part, your brain doesn't have to work overtime trying to fill in the blanks.
So that keeps your mind sharp, your conversations easy, and your relationships stronger.
Because hearing well isn't just about sound, it's about staying connected.
Thanks, Doctor. Call the Audiology Center today to schedule your annual hearing evaluation. Don't miss another moment. Call 636-441-7470 or visit theaudiologycenterstl.com.
Welcome back, DGS 149. Happy Monday to you. Halloween show coming up this Friday. We'll probably go 3:30 to 5. We'll let you know, though, the day before for sure. And you can go to KMOX.com/Halloween and go back over all the years. You can watch the Exorcist show. You can watch the Sally House, where it seemed like my brother was speaking through that machine. You can do a pretty deep dive over there. Again, that's KMOX.com/Halloween. I have here the top 10 actual fears that Americans have. Want to hear them?
Yes.
Government tracking of personal data is number 10.
That's a fair one.
Pollution of oceans, rivers, and lakes.
Okay.
Russia using nuclear weapons. It was interesting. They just launched this big bad nuke that they have yesterday. The same day I watched that House of Dynamite. That was kind of odd. Pollution of drinking water. Number 6, the U.S. becoming involved in another war. Number 5, people you love dying. Number 4, they fear cyber terrorism. Number 3, economic financial collapse. Number 2, people you love becoming seriously ill. And the number 1 fear Americans have, corrupt government officials.
Is that even a fear at this point?
Right.
It's just like the reality of the world.
I mean, how about it?
Yeah.
Very
and that's it's a legit fear because it's real. it's a real thing.
Yeah.
But they're coming at you from all sides, it seems. So that's cool too. Mm-hmm. Hope everyone's having fun, not working in the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come.
SNAP benefits are going to run out on November 1st, leaving millions of people across the United States hungry.
Yeah, we're getting down to nut cutting time pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
So you wonder what's going to happen. Someone is going to make a big move. I don't know that the Democrats have a big move to make other than to capitulate and say, okay, you don't have to do the Obamacare subsidies. We'll go ahead and sign a continuing resolution, which after all this time would be a real weak move. I keep reading that the Republicans have some quote unquote nuke option. So we'll see what that means.
I mean, didn't they always have the nuke?
I don't know. I don't know
I
enough
know.
about that parliamentary procedure stuff.
I don't either, especially when they have such a majority over everything. It just feels like there's nothing that they couldn't force through if they really wanted to.
Yeah. How about though we just make sure that kids don't go hungry?
Yeah, I mean, that's my number one priority.
Are you a human being or are you just a fiend?
Well, the problem is too many people, when they hear the word SNAP benefits, they think of like a 45-year-old buying M&Ms and our tax dollars are paying for it. They're not thinking about stuff like, kids getting lunches at school and things like that.
I also forget at school. How do you not first think of kids? You're going to, I don't think it's fair, but I know people will judge the adults. Okay, judge the adults, be a jerk. Why should the kids pay? Why should the kids who have no say in anything, have done nothing wrong? Why should they have to go without for your stupid political battles?
And the thing is, whenever it comes down to like, it's the Republicans, no, it's the Democrats, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
think
care.
people do.
And shutting down the government should not be an option.
I agree.
Like not getting funding to the things that need fund, that shouldn't be an option.
There are so many things in our government that are not an option.
No.
Why can't this be one more?
This is it should be. And if we ever had leadership that had any care for the people at any point, you would build in new laws that essentially said anytime there's a government shutdown, literally everyone is up for election that same year. You're all vote of no confidence. You're all done. None of you can run again. You're out. You put their jobs on the line. You put their money and their benefits on the line. I guarantee you there's a deal. I guarantee it. But because they don't feel it and they get paid to push these big politics, because all they do now, the job of a politician in D.C. is to just constantly run for election. That is all that happens. So put their asses on the line and see how quickly they get deals. I think it'd be pretty fast. If any time there was a government shutdown or you can't get a budget passed, it's a vote of no confidence and you all have to run again, or you can't run again, you're out.
See, okay, let's just go 50,000-foot view. To me, and I'm no genius and I'm no political scholar, but I've lived 61 years on the earth and I am not an idiot. It seems to me that this cycle we're in, this phase we're in, if it does nothing else, should teach this smart, reasonable, still among us that, okay, this was valuable. We've learned something that doesn't work. We've learned that hyper-partisanism and the refusal to compromise and negotiate does not work. It brings us to bad places. Let's learn a lesson. I've learned lessons as a person. You've learned lessons as a person. My family's learned lessons as a family. My business has learned lessons as a business. Why can't we learn lessons as a people and as a government?
Yeah, I mean, well, the government's not incentive. And by the government, I just mean the elected officials. We use that term government negatively too much. Government is just a structure. And 99% of it is just people doing jobs, day-to-day jobs, like filling out paperwork, signing checks, doing whatever. The elected officials are the problem. And the problem there is they are not incentivized to think of humans first. Their incentives are to their biggest donors and the people that keep their war chest full so that they can win again. Well, that ain't me, and that ain't you. That's none of us. We are not those people. We don't matter. And the way the districts are run, does it ever even matter anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people sitting in Congress right now, in either house, either the House or the Senate, are actually at threat unless it comes from within their own party?
Coming up later today on the show at 3:45, we have my friend Dr. Matt Bays from Bays Sports Medicine. I have known Matt for 20 years, something like that. We used to belong to this men's group where we would all get together and we would raise lots of money for charities and things like that. We need to get that back together, Matt and I. But he's a fantastic guy. He's a great doctor. He's in the orthopedic, regenerative medicine, sports medicine space. If you remember me talking about stem cell injections, I've seen about 12 of them done, and all 12 have been by Matt Bays. He is great at that. It seems like magic. It's not. It's medicine. It's medical science. But he doesn't do just stem cell injections. So if you're having trouble with your knees or your shoulder or something more structural, and you're not interested in stem cell injections, that's okay. Come see Matt. He has lots of other arrows in his quiver to shoot at your problem. Call 636-735-3003 if you or someone you love is having pain or trouble with movement. Go to Bays, B-A-Y-E-S, BaysSportsMed.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
For 25 years, the Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive has been a dependable resource for impoverished men, women, and children in the bi-state. Together Credit Union is proud to team up with the Kurt Warner First Things First Foundation and Operation Food Search for the 25th Annual Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive. From October 20th to November 2nd, new and gently used winter clothes of all sizes will be collected at all 14 Together Credit Union locations to help keep our neighbors warm during the cold winter months. For more information and a full list of donation locations, visit kurtwarner.org.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Many of you know that my inspiration for becoming an accident attorney was my brother Tim, who was rendered a quadriplegic at age 18. I didn't know what a personal injury lawyer was or what they did, but I soon did. Tim was treated terribly by the insurance company, and I became enraged. It was a constant delay and deny. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Tim later worked with me for 27 years. Last year, my hero died at age 65. You can see my eulogy for him by visiting mybrothertim.com. He was one hell of a man. Because of Tim, together we built the largest injury firm in the world, and our clients are treated the way I would want my family to be treated. At Morgan & Morgan, nobody is a nobody and everybody is a somebody. If you need our help, visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer. See you soon, Tim. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got a cloudy sky. It is 56 degrees downtown at the Arch. Boeing's union machinists nearly ended their strike Sunday after rejecting the latest contract 51 to 49%. KMOX spoke with striking machinists on the picket line today who attribute the close vote to personal economic hardships instead of a significantly improved offer.
It shows that a lot of people are kind of getting to a point where they can't afford to keep being on strike much longer.
But fresh motivation for fatigued striking machinists could be on the horizon. Boeing's third quarter financial report is due Wednesday, which could show the economic impact the strike is having on the company. The president is in Southeast Asia with stops in Malaysia, Japan, and South Korea.
President Trump is in Tokyo today and will meet with the new Prime Minister, Sanai Tokaichi. She's the first woman to lead Japan and just became the new Prime Minister last week. She's never met the president. She was very close, though, with Shinzo Abe, the Japanese Prime Minister who was assassinated in 2022. He was her political mentor, and President Trump and Abe got along very well. So the expectations are that they'll have a good rapport, too. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
When it comes to the use of artificial intelligence in the classroom, one media expert says teachers can either be monitors or mentors.
If you choose to be a monitor as an educator, you're going to be really frustrated.
Webster University instructor Julie Smith says educators should instead help students navigate AI.
AI is a part of the world. We want our students to be future ready, right? And so we want them to know how to use this stuff and know how to use it well and ethically.
Smith adds the challenge for many teachers is finding the time to learn how to use AI platforms themselves. We make the switch to daylight saving time to standard time on Sundays. Sleep medicine specialist Dr. Neil Walia says this will help us to get to sleep at night.
But if you're getting bright light in the evening, it delays your circadian rhythm and it makes it a little harder to go to sleep at the time we want to. So when we go back to standard time, that's more in line with what our bodies should be wanting.
Daylight saving time ends for the year on Saturday, November 2nd at 2 a.m. St. Louis time. The Fall Classic heads back to L.A. tonight, or heads to L.A. tonight. Los Angeles and Toronto are tied with one game each. Senior baseball writer for The Athletic, Keith Law.
This is the Blue Jays' formula to win against this Dodgers team. Get to the bullpen. And they did. And they got a little luck, too. Addison Barger hit the first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. He hit one home run all season against a left-handed pitcher. And then he did it in this World Series game against a lefty who was brought in specifically to face him. And then after that, they just continued to tack on runs. And that's how if they're going to win the series, that's how they're going to do it.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Kirkwood is getting a new off-price retailer, Sierra. The national chain specializes in discount outdoor gear. It's set to open in late November in an empty storefront on Kirkwood Road by Burlington. It'll be Sierra's second Missouri store. The first in Cape Girardeau opened this month. According to the Business Journal, Sierra has about 100 locations and is owned by the same company that owns TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods. The Dow from Stifel right now is up 243 points to 47,447.
Our slow-moving, cut-off, low-pressure system is just kind of stuck over the middle of the nation, partly to mostly cloudy skies, couple of spot showers. It's kind of limited rain this afternoon, if anything, really. It's breezy and it's chilly, 59. Some showers developing, especially late tonight. It's cloudy, 51. Tuesday's wet. Clouds with periods of rain and a chilly rain at 57. Periods of rain Tuesday night, and keep that going into Wednesday. Wednesday's high, nippy and windy, 57 degrees. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's a cloudy sky, 56, feels like 50 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Looks like autumn has arrived, and all fall long, a Metro Transit Day Pass is still just $5, which makes you just one click away from your one-day mental health fall getaway. Plan your trip at metrostlouis.org.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX 205. Happy Monday. So when I came in today, Rach was interviewing our primary contact for Operation Food Search for the Rachel Zimmerman Show. So I got to say hello, and we'll be seeing you in a few weeks, when we start Operation Food Search campaign in earnest. Is this year 7?
Yeah, I believe it's
Okay.
year 7.
Year 7. And you guys have been amazing. I think we're sitting somewhere around $600,000 total that you guys have raised for Operation Food Search. We will be starting that again, I believe, November 11th. It's right around there. But they are having an event this Wednesday evening at the Foundry, and my boss just told me about it and wants the show to be there. So all of us who can make it, I should be able to make it. We'll plan on being down there. They're just trying to load a truck because people are losing their SNAP benefits on November 1st. And regardless of your politics, like we were just talking about, I think we all agree people shouldn't go hungry. Kids shouldn't go hungry, and they will starting November 1st. So if you can join us on Wednesday evening, we'll give you all the details coming up in the next couple of days. That would be wonderful. Did you have a thought? Or was I just looking right at you and you're just...
I was wholeheartedly agreeing with you, but also for what it's worth, that is the first thing that came to my mind when I was saying, what we think of when we think of SNAP benefits should be more on the line of kids and not, adults getting, liquor, whatever the preconceived notion is. And the first thing that came to my mind was Operation Food Search and all that they do for our specific community and all the food insecurity that we deal with within it.
Yeah.
And they've just, the things that they can do are absolutely incredible. And you'll hear us say this ad nauseum as you have all day, every day for 7 years now. But I've never stopped being impressed with that organization. And
it's the kind of
proud to be a
thing
part of it.
that, because we've done so much charity stuff over the 25 years, and it can become a bit rote. And speaking for myself, because I've done so many jobs as an MC and a host, and here's Alzheimer's Association and Cancer Society, and they're all worthwhile, and they're all great people, and they do wonderful things. But where Operation Food Search has always stuck out to me in my mind is that you bring food in, and 2 days later, a kid's eating it. It's just the most immediate thing. There's no politics. There's no overhead. They can stretch $1 into $10. So we're seeing at about $6 million that the show has provided for feeding people and feeding kids. So yeah, it just, I don't know. It sort of boggles the mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like to just be sitting here and asking people, hey, can you help us feed kids?
Yeah.
What?
And let's keep in mind.
What are you talking about?
Let's keep in mind that the need we've been talking about with Operation Food Search was when SNAP was working.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it was happening.
Yes.
That was on top. And now we don't want it to be instead of. That's the real disaster, is that this stuff exists. And yet, even with that, we need private charities and we need food banks. And do you
guys know how much
ridiculous.
Of that, how much of the pie Operation Food Search typically covers?
I don't.
So SNAP typically covers 90% of the demand for food. Operation Food Search covers the other 10%.
Oh, wow.
When SNAP goes away, organizations like Operation Food Search are going to be covering 90% of the need, 100% of the need. They went from being a small percentage, and it was still after, especially after the COVID pandemic, really tough and demand was going up. Now it's going to skyrocket. So yes, please make a donation if you possibly can. OperationFoodSearch.org. If you need help, you can go to OperationFoodSearch.org, or if you would like to donate, that same website.
Yeah, there's a Fresh Time, maybe not the best place to buy in bulk, but there's a Fresh Time literally right there in the same parking lot. So,
and donating money is also always appreciated.
Fill a truck full of money.
That'd be nice.
Want to do DJ's happy hour?
Sure.
Right. Anyone want to volunteer?
Yeah, I'll go up. Because I saw this. I think I saw it on TikTok, but it was a British couple that was making a trip to the United States, and they were making their first ever trip to Chicago. And they were getting all kinds of feedback. Don't go there. It's so dangerous. You guys are going to get hurt. It's scary there. Don't go there. And they went there, and they're like, this is the most pleasant place we've ever been. We walked around downtown. We went through the architecture. It's amazing. We were all these different places. And it it makes me think about like St. Louis and every other big city that I've lived in. And I've been fortunate enough to be in 4 metropolitan areas where everybody craps on the city. Everybody craps on Detroit, which is where I grew up. Everybody craps on Miami because it's scary and dangerous. It's where I went to college. Lived for 13 years in the Chicagoland area and obviously been here since 2006. And none of the cities are as bad as the stories. Now, there are places in every major city you don't want to go. There are areas that are more dangerous than others. But the messaging is out of hand on this stuff. I mean, like, and the problem that I have is a lot of the messaging is coming from people who live in cities and know it's BS. Like, don't get me wrong. There are dangers in St. Louis. There are dangers in Chicago and in every other major city and in a lot of other places too. But it's exaggerated for political purposes. You can walk downtown Chicago and you're fully safe. You can walk down the Miracle Mile and go to Navy Pier and go to all the tourist places. You can come down here and you can go to the aquarium and you can go to a Cardinals game and you're going to be fine. Right? I mean, I think so. How many hundreds of thousands of people are down here on a weekly basis during the summer? And it's not to say that nothing terrible ever happens. It does, but it's very small percentage. And the violence and all of the really terrible things are typically in very particular areas in every major metropolitan area that I've been. I lived in Miami, man. There are places in Miami, probably different now than when I was there, where you did not want to be in this place. If you were in this area, you were in a bad place. And you could go down 3 blocks and now you're in a nice neighborhood and you're in a tourist area. And everybody knows that lives down there where you should probably avoid and where you shouldn't. It doesn't mean that you're immune from it. But it bothers me that the messaging is so out of hand and exaggerating the dangers of the big city. Yeah, there are dangers. Of course there are. But I still think it's exaggerated.
Right? Yeah, I agree. I think you're right, Wheels. There's political points to be gained by pretending that St. Louis is some sort of war zone, and some politicians, that's their whole dang personality, is trying to convince you to not come to downtown St. Louis. Well, and it's really weird.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I get it. You know, almost everything happens in 2025 for a political purpose. Right. And you know, the messaging on the national level about all these big cities is from people that live in big cities. They're on TV going, the big cities are scary. They live in one. They live in New York. They live in LA. What are you talking about?
I've got my happy hour.
Shoot.
So there's a brewery in Ohio that has recently gone viral because a lot of breweries allow kids, like I'm going to go ahead and say most of them do. But this brewery, Eastside Brewing Company, decided that after 7 p.m. they weren't going to let kids into their establishment anymore because it's like, you know, this is the time of the night where people are getting, you know, a little looser, a little more tipsy. A lot of times there's kids running around and their parents are not supervising them. It turns into this like playground situation and it's just bad. And yeah, you just don't bring your kids after 7. They're not allowed after 7. The amount of pushback this private business has gotten for saying, in our establishment where we sell alcohol, you're not allowed to bring your children at night. It's crazy the fit that people have thrown over this. And they've been called like every name in the book and like child haters. And you just don't understand what it's like to raise a child. And this is discriminating against parents. And things like this just make me sit back, and it's just so interesting the things that people will get super riled up about, when if you just sat and thought about it for 1 minute, you should be able to understand where the brewery is coming from. It's an establishment where they sell alcohol. Like, I don't think it's out of line for them to say, yeah, you know, it turns into more of a bar environment. We don't want your kids at the bar. The fact that people are like upset by this,
that's amazing,
is really crazy. Of all the things to be getting upset over, like in life, I mean, I kind of want your life if that's the biggest way you're being discriminated against, is you can't bring your kid to the bar at 9 p.m. them to run around unsupervised.
Especially when there are a million other places you can go.
Absolutely.
Like, and by the way, as a consumer, if a place makes you angry, just don't go there. It's not your right to tell them they're wrong and make them change. Just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And if they lose business by doing this, that's their choice.
You bring up such a great point, Wheels, because I don't understand the mentality behind, like, let's say someone's mad at the Dave Glover show. They're just, oh, I'm so mad at you guys.
Can't imagine that.
So they're sending us all of this, like all these hateful messages. Okay, so is your hope that we will then change and then you can still hang out in the chat or whatever? Like it's awkward now. You made it awkward by your attacks. It's not just going to go back to the way that it was before, right?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a weird situation. So if you're mad that the brewery doesn't want you to bring your kids and then you're like pitching this huge fit about it and making a big deal on social media, is the goal for them to overturn their rules so then you can go back to the place where you're calling the owner names? I just don't understand the logic there.
What do you think of restaurants that say no kids? For example, Tucker's Steakhouse used to be no kids. So we never took our kids, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we went a couple weeks ago and it was a lot of kids. And there was one in particular that was literally not like a little kid, a big kid screaming at the top of their lungs. I'm not exaggerating. And we're like, well, okay.
Yeah. To me, a restaurant can do what it wants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I don't like what they're doing, won't go there. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of restaurants all around you. Why would you want to go somewhere that has a policy that you don't like? Or why, again, if they don't want children there, all right, that's okay. It just means you're going to lose business from a lot of people. But if you're cool with that, then go for it.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's the thing these businesses take into account. This Eastside Brewing Company wasn't thinking like, and everyone will still continue to come at the exact same rate. Like, no, they're setting a boundary and they're going to live with that boundary. In some cases, it's going to mean, okay, we're not going to get this person's money anymore. They should be allowed to make that move. The sense of entitlement that a lot of consumers have, which is like, it is my human right to go get that Hefeweizen at 9 p.m. with my 3-year-old. Like, that's where it just doesn't make any sense.
Maybe I'm just bitter about that last time I went to Tucker's, but I really kept a handle on my kids.
Yeah.
Anytime we were in public.
Yep.
And Maureen and I always had pretty much of a hair trigger. I mean, Nick was 10 by the time Phoebe came around. But if Phoebe, started crying or something, we wouldn't wait.
No.
We would take them out.
We did that. Yep.
I was at one of the finer steakhouses in town once for Father's Day. And I guess it's notorious for this. But people, it was packed. And it was like Chuck E. Cheese. The kids were literally just running around like nuts.
Yeah.
And it's a high-end steakhouse, and they're not used to having to tell people, your kid can't run around throwing rolls at other tables.
Yeah.
But I don't think they knew what to do with the crowd.
Dude, that's the truth. If you're at a regular sit-down restaurant, your kid does not leave your table. They sit in their chair or in the booth, and they stay there unless you're going to walk them around.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a place like Chuck E. Cheese, let them run.
Yeah.
If you're at the McDonald's Playhouse, go ahead. Go have a good time.
And if you're at Chuck E. Cheese and you're annoyed at the kids, that's your problem.
That's exactly right.
Leave that Chuck E.
Yes,
Cheese.
exactly right. Go somewhere else for your pizza and go buy yourself an Xbox and play video games at home. Yes.
Agreed. Every day I talk about Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalance Health. I will just say what a great thing in my life it's been to get the bioidentical hormone replacement pellets. I sold them to you for about 15 years before I got them. Dr. Maupin always told me, I can tell you don't need them. And then one day she said, you should come see me. So I took a blood test and your testosterone should be like around 500. Mine was like 700. So I was really proud and, we're making jokes about it. But my free testosterone, which is the testosterone your body actually uses, was pretty low. And so for the past 6 years, twice a year, I've been going in and getting the pellets. It makes everything better. A lot of places that we sell against are strictly for men, and it's all about erectile dysfunction. Don't be fooled and think that they are the experts. Dr. Maupin is a medical doctor. You're probably not going to find another place with a medical doctor running it. And yes, it takes care of all the bedroom issues. Go to biobalancehealth.com.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying, true urban legends bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Hey, Dave, this is Susan L. Ward, and my law firm and I want to wish you congratulations on your 25 years with the show. I am really, really glad that you left family law practice to me, and here's to 25 more for you on radio.
If you're trying to sell your home, there's only one group of agents in town I trust, Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system, options, and strategies to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. Check out thegelmanteam.com.
KMOX is everywhere. 1120 a.m. Streaming live on the Odyssey app. And now at 104.1 FM.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 223. New study says that most Americans have experienced at least one paranormal event in their life. It's defined by something that they saw or experienced with their five senses that couldn't be explained.
Interesting. I wonder what the percentage of Americans is that would say they believe in the paranormal and the supernatural. Because that always seems like it's a lot lower than everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 60% say they've had an experience. 16% have actually seen a spirit or a ghost. 31% say that they were good ghosts, not evil ones. I'm not sure how you establish that, but.
Well, I've thought before, like, okay, there was one time where I was alone in a house, and the ghost I would have seen would have probably been my grandmother's. I was like real scared. Like, oh my God, what if I see, grandma's ghost?
Like, you did see something? Or
no,
I
was afraid of that. The vibes were off. I felt like there could have been a ghosty about. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, like, what am I afraid? That's grandma. I love grandma.
Yeah.
What am I afraid of seeing grandma's ghosts? Come on now.
I've always said that even about just like neighbors, like.
Yeah, I got nothing against my neighbor.
Yeah. Sweet old guy. You always waved at him. But once he's in the graveyard, he's going to rise and come eat your face.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
You want a few numbers on these?
Sure.
I just Googled them. 41% of adults in the U.S. believe in ghosts or spirits.
Wow.
So that's a pretty big percentage.
That's a lot.
So let's see. Dave, only 16% of Americans believe in Bigfoot.
That's wrong.
I was going to say that number's
That's
low.
false.
I don't know. That's an AI answer, so maybe it's
100% of
BS.
Americans know Bigfoot is real.
60% believe in aliens in some form or another, and not just like the existence, but that they've been here. That's a lot. That's a big number.
Would you guys say that you've had a paranormal experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, especially several times just doing the Halloween specials. There have been unexplained odd things that have happened. The one that always pops into my mind first is that door locking at Mineral Springs Mall, latching, deadbolting, and I didn't do it. David didn't do it. Ben didn't do it. So I don't know who did it. Spooky.
Yeah, I think probably my most paranormal was when the guy scraped down my truck.
Yeah, that's
told.
crazy.
Yeah.
Have you told Wheels that story?
I don't know. I'll tell it for the people. I'll tell it quickly. I bought my very first vehicle when I was in law school, living on Waterman 5079, and there was a little blue truck, and my parking spot was in the back, and someone was in it, so I had to park in the front. And my girlfriend was over that night, and I was just beside myself the whole evening, thinking that someone was going to key my truck. That used to be a thing where if someone was parked weird, you'd take your key and you'd scrape it down their vehicle. And we went to bed, and I dreamt about it, and I could see the person scraping something down my truck. And at about 2:30 or 3 in the morning, I was in the very back apartment, and I jumped out of bed, wore nothing but like boxers and a t-shirt, ran out of my apartment, ran down the entire hallway, hit the door. It's one of those doors with you hit it to open it, hit it, it flung open. And just as I walked out, ran out, I see a car stop right next to my truck, and a motorcycle swerve to miss it and scrape its handlebar down my truck. And I'm not saying it was like the exact scrape I saw there, but it that happened. And so the guy on the motorcycle was drunk. He tried to get away, and I bear hugged him, and my girlfriend called the cops. And after it was over, my girlfriend said, "What the hell was that?" And I'm like, "Oh, this guy, he was drunk." And she goes, "No. How did you know that was going to happen?" So you've been talking about nothing but that for the past 7 hours.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That one I can't explain.
Intuition.
Maybe.
Foresight. You have the gift. Power.
He's a prophet. I'll say
Prophet
it.
Dave. I could get with that. Or would you prefer Dave the Prophet?
Dave the Prophet's a little better than
Ramjet the
Prophet.
Prophet.
Or would you
Prophet
prefer,
Dave seems clunky.
Or would you prefer Dave for Prophet?
It sounds like I'm saying the Oracle has a ring to it.
Yeah, I like that
Ramjet the Magnificent.
I'm going to do this on the other side. So
Okay,
whatever we
that's
need
fine.
to do.
All right, we'll just hit next.
Hi, it's Debbie Monterey. When I endorse a product or service on the radio, I take it very seriously and I do my research. I did that when I first met Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty more than 5 years ago. Gloria is here in studio today. So Gloria, I'll ask the same question I asked you when we first met. What sets you apart from other local agents?
Well, number one is my guaranteed offers. I'm so confident that I'll sell your home at 100% of market value, or I'll pay the difference. Number two is I already have the buyers, so your home may already be sold. I literally have thousands of buyers in my Buyers in Waiting program. This is how I'm able to create higher demand, more offers, and that means more money in your pocket.
Get to know Gloria Liu like I have. Upfront written guarantees with the least hassle. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
It's time to check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast, which is brought to you by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
Our slow-moving cutoff low-pressure system is just kind of stuck over the middle of the nation, partly to mostly cloudy skies, couple of spot showers. It's kind of limited rain this afternoon, if anything, really. It's breezy and it's chilly, 59. Some showers developing, especially late tonight. It's cloudy, 51. Tuesday's wet. Clouds with periods of rain and a chilly rain at 57. Periods of rain Tuesday night, and keep that going into Wednesday. Wednesday's high, nippy and windy, 57 degrees. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, right perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM. Your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We tell you guys about Fantasy Underdog Sports Fantasy app. It is football season. It is fully football season. Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can select entries and win money right now, right here in the state of Missouri. I played football yesterday and did pretty well. I will be playing MLB baseball tonight. I've got my Underdog app open and I'm looking at it, and here's how it works. For example, Shohei Ohtani, they say that he will have 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So if he gets any combination of 3 of those, that's a plus. If you say higher, but you can also say lower. Like, look, he's just a man. He's just a human. And I don't think he's going to get 3 of those. I think it's going to be less. And so you just simply say lower. Max Scherzer, 4.5 strikeouts. I mean, it's Mad Max, right? It's the World Series. You kind of have to go more on that. We don't have to, but you get the idea. This is how it works. So you can play any major sport, pick your games, pick your players, higher or lower. That's it. You can win up to 5,000 times what you put down, which only needs to be $1 at any given time. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code Glover to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Glover. Must be 18 and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Have you recently lost a loved one and now you're handling their estate? Losing someone close to you is never easy. And if you've been named the executor or trustee, it's an honor, but you're probably feeling the weight of both grief and responsibility. At Jansky Law, they understand how overwhelming this process can be. Whether you're dealing with probate or trust administration, there are many legal steps involved. And in Missouri, an attorney is required for all probate matters. Even with a trust, the process is just as complex. Jansky Law is there to do the steps for you. With decades of experience, let them handle things with compassion and precision so you can focus on what really matters, your family and healing. Call Jansky Law at 314-881-6141 or online at janskylaw.com. That's spelled with a J, Jansky law.com. Jansky law.com. Jansky Law. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
Dave Glover, celebrating 25 years.
Hi, Dave. It's Janelle, your favorite influencer movie critic, Holiel, wishing you a happy 25th anniversary. I've been a listener since the I Get It days, and now I'm lucky enough to be part of the ever-expanding Glover family. Definite 5 out of 5 stars. Would recommend.
Sponsored by Law Office of Susan L. Ward.
Our segment with Bernie Miklas is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX. Bernie Miklas joins us. Hello, Bern.
Good afternoon. Good Monday. Hope the week is going to be great for everybody.
Yeah, you and I both. So big weekend in sports. Let's start with baseball. We can get that out of the way pretty quickly and talk about some football. So the series tied up 1-1 tonight. We have Kershaw and
Glasnow. Glasnow, Scherzer.
Oh, Glasnow now.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Did something happen with Kershaw? Or
No, I don't
wrong?
think he was ever scheduled. To my knowledge, he wasn't.
Oh, I fell victim to a TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one because I love watching Max Scherzer pitch, and he was terrific. He's kind of saved their bacon, in the American League Championship Series, and he looked really, really good. This is a whole new challenge, though, and if Max can maintain his velocity for, the first 3 or 4 innings, he'll give him a good chance to win the game. But Toronto's fun team. I mean, they're just a fun team, and they take great at bats. They grind out at bats. They make pitchers work. They don't swing at junk off the plate. They have great contact skills. They have power. They're really smart. It's almost like they're an elevated version, talent-wise, of the Brewers. They have more danger than the Brewers do.
Yeah.
So I just like the World Series. I really do. I think it's a fun matchup, and I just hope it goes deep. I hope it's a 6 or 7 game World Series.
So Matt Pauley said something on Rush Hour the other night, Wheels, that really got me when you guys were comparing and contrasting the Blue Jays and the Cardinals. And he said that Herrera is the best hitter on the Cardinals, and you agreed. And he said that he would be the 5th best on the Blue Jays.
Well, he would probably bat 4th or 5th in the lineup if under the current construction. I mean, like the Blue Jays lineup, top 3 probably wouldn't change, right, Bern? I mean, that's not going to be altered very much. But from they kind of mix and match. I don't know that what they're doing. So what have they been going lately? They've been leading off. This is without Bichette in the lineup, I think. So it was a little bit weird. But I think we counted Bichette, Guerrero, Springer as the guys that would definitely all be better than what the Cardinals counterpart would be. And then after that, I think Herrera's probably in the group of guys that would be there, but he's probably the only one at this point.
Am I crazy that I would rather have Alejandro Kirk than Herrera?
As a hitter?
As both.
As a catcher, for sure. As a hitter, I would prefer Herrera.
Doesn't he have better numbers?
I think Kirk's a great player.
Yeah, I do too. But
I love him. I mean, I really do. So, I mean, I'm a big Herrera guy, though. I mean, his bat's it's got a chance to be pretty special. But again, he's going to have to stay healthy, and he's got to show that he can continue to adjust. And he's done a good job at that kind of thing. But they need a lot of power from him. But he's a good all-around player. So it's a good all-around hitter. So it's kind of tough to kind of peg him because he does a lot of things well. But they're going to need power from somebody. But I mean, no disrespect to anybody, but don't we know that the Blue Jays have like a vastly superior lineup than the Cardinals?
Oh, good
point. Yeah.
I don't know that this is exactly breaking news, but I'll play along.
No, it wasn't a comparison of the teams. It was where are the differences, and clearly it's at the top of the roster, right? Depth guys are depth guys. The bullpen actually favored the Cardinals. Blue Jays rotation is better, but it wasn't crazy better at the top. It just they didn't have the sucky starters putting up 5 ERAs. They just had a bunch of guys that were upper 3s, low 4s. But the lineup, it's the stars. It was the guys. It was Springer, Bichette, and Guerrero, and that's the hard part you don't have.
And I look around too. Since we're gonna talk about this, the Cardinals don't have anybody like Addison Barger, and it's not like he's a star. It's not like he's a star. He's not like he's a guy that everybody around baseball knows. But that's the point. Here's a guy with 500 plate appearances, hit 21 home runs, bunch of doubles, slug 454. Cardinals don't have a guy like that either.
Yeah, he was what you were hoping that Newt would be, but Newt didn't do it.
What was that thing that you had on the sheet about Newt?
Yeah, Bernie, did you see? I'm sure you saw it. But Matt Pauley was filling in for Tom yesterday on Sports on a Sunday, and he gave it. And were you on before or after Heim yesterday? I couldn't remember.
Before,
beforehand. But Heim gave us an update on the Newt Bar thing, and I mean, it's not a lock. Like, they don't have a timetable because they don't have a timetable. It's kind of something that they're going to have to play out. But there is a chance that he will be ready for opening day, which also means there's a chance he won't be ready for opening day. Which I don't know about you, Bern, but I think it's not an automatic, like, no chance, but boy, does that really change the offseason plans from the way at least I viewed it before.
I did a video on this, just a little shameless self-promotion over at STL Sports Central. I think, first of all, Chaim Bloom's new, and I think things are going to change in terms of just being more forthright about injuries and not automatically giving everyone the most optimistic viewpoint. I appreciate the fact that he said it's going to be close. But even if he's not ready for opening day, the time he'll miss will be limited. See, and I take Chaim Bloom at his word on that. I mean, as we sit here today, there could be developments later that change that. But the Cardinals, frankly, whenever they gave one of those, the sunnily optimistic injury forecasts, I would just kind of roll my eyes. But it's a little different. So I'm trying to sort of break my former expectations about where the truth is on certain things.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I mean, again, he had the surgery and he's coming off a lot of injury. So I'm not sure teams are going to wait to see him play.
Correct. Yeah.
They're going to want to see him play early next season. And the point of my video was like, you keep him around and he still has upside and he can regenerate his trade value, but he's going to have to do it by proving that he can sign up and he can put up some numbers once 2026 begins. So I don't think it affects their offseason because I don't think they were going to sell him low. I don't think they were going to they weren't going to give him away. But this is a chance for him and them to regenerate his trade value, because even last year with playing on two bad heels and even with his numbers being down, it's not like he was terrible. And, he was like 4% below league average offensively, and he can still hit right-handers. So I don't think it changes the thing about their offseason because he wasn't – who the heck was going to give up about enough for him when they don't know where he stands this offseason?
Yeah, the only reason I was going to think about it, Bern, was just the age and the service time, because they got to move at least a couple of guys, right? Or no?
Well, it depends when they move them. Again, you can make a trade during the season.
Sure. Yeah, could be.
I mean, nothing has to be, nothing has to be just like, okay, this is it. This is our roster. We're making every decision right now. I mean, this thing's going to be fluid. It's going to be ongoing. There's going to be things changing all the time.
So let's.
I think I think everyone needs to change their mentality on this. It's a whole different situation.
While we have a couple minutes left and talk about Mizzou, very frustrating game on many levels.
Well, they should have won the game. They had more yards. They had more mission time. It was like 12, 13 minutes. They ran like 20, 22, 25 more plays, more passing yards, more rushing yards. But the fact that they lost, I'm over that. Matt Zollers was really exciting to watch. He was the best He was the best quarterback in the game.
Yep. Yeah.
And I said that to Matt Pauley the other day, and he kind of like, well, wait a minute now. What about Texas A&M? And I said, hey, man, I love you, but that's a different subject. Texas A&M and all these teams are going to throw everything at the kid. He was fantastic on Saturday. He was better than the guy who has already proclaimed him as the Heisman Trophy winner. He was the best quarterback in that game. And, oh, by the way, I got about 20,000 stats that reaffirm that.
Yeah, I was really impressed. I mean, he came in the worst of circumstances, right? In a difficult game on the road against a top 10 team, having had, 6 snaps all year? And he had a couple of plays maybe where he looked a little off, but he was zinging it. He was confident after those couple of plays. I thought he looked great. I was impressed.
Yeah, look, he had a couple rookie moments. I mean, he's 19 years old. He's a true freshman, and this is his first real game, and he's on the road, and he's playing the top 10 team in the country, and he was slinging it, man. There was no fear whatsoever. He was confident. What I loved about it, and Dave, I know you'll appreciate this, I love watching Mizzou football, but Mizzou football has not had a downfield passing attack whatsoever. They have a lot of wide receiver talent, and they're wasting it because, listen, God bless Bo Perbula, and I mean that sincerely. But he just doesn't have the arm to push it downfield. And so, their passing game was a lot of short stuff, a lot of screens, that kind of thing. This guy can actually throw it down the field with accuracy. That's a whole new dimension for this Mizzou offense. Now, he's going to face a lot of tests. It's going to start with Texas A&M a week from Saturday. I mean, their head coach is outstanding defensive guy. They're going to throw every look at him that they can do to confuse him, and it's going to be like that over the final 3 games. But that's kind of fun. He's their quarterback. He'll be their starter next year. So the education of Matt Zollers begins. That was a fabulous debut performance, though.
Yep, I agree. He gave them a chance because it was looking dead and dire when Perbula was in there. He just looked. He didn't have confidence. He was too quick trying to move out of the way rather than hang. And for all the reasons you mentioned, Bern. I mean, it's those are the things that go into on top of not having the top end arm strength, which was clear with Zollers. His arm strength was much better.
He's the traditional. Yeah. I wouldn't call him a drop back quarterback because he's going to take everything out of the shotgun, but he's the traditional stand tall in the pocket and just just let it fly. And
Yeah.
not let it fly indiscriminately, but he seems to have a really good idea of where the receivers are supposed to be, and he throws to the spot. I think I really didn't know what to expect him, but listen, he was highly recruited.
Yep.
And he was a top recruit. But but it's one of those things where he's in the background, but you really don't know until you see him. But I would prefer they won the game, but at least something came out of it that was worthy of getting you exciting. And as far as the playoff and all that stuff, look, I don't see any reason to analyze like handicap 3 games all at once. Play Texas A&M. You win that, then we can talk. If you don't win that, there's nothing to talk about.
Good point.
Is Indiana University the story of the season?
Well, along with Vandy, but I think Indiana, the problem with these teams that come out of nowhere, a problem for them, not they're great. I love them, but you do it once like Indiana did, but as soon as they got thumped by Notre Dame in the playoff, the Kirk Herbstreits of the world and everyone else who always want to go with the big established programs, and they look down on these other teams, whether they want to admit it or not, they do. It's like, well, they shouldn't have been in the tournament. So that's kind of a spit in the face. And I think there's a lot of pressure on Indiana to show, well, not only were we for real this past season, but we're going to be better next year. And I think they are.
Yeah.
If I had to cast my Heisman vote today, I would vote for the Indiana quarterback, but I don't have to cast it today. No, I mean, I don't have to. So I've been voting on that thing since 1989. I take it really seriously.
Yeah. They might have the best. They might have the best win in the country. That win at Oregon might be the best one.
I think they do.
Bernie,
and their defense is really underrated too.
Yeah.
Indiana's outstanding.
Bernie, short answer here because Rachel's going to yell at me because I'm already late. But
Sorry.
who was your favorite Heisman vote that you cast that didn't win?
Oh, that's a really great Marshall Faulk.
Interesting.
Marshall Faulk. Listen, in what universe is Gino Torretta a better football player than Marshall Faulk?
He was
Miami's quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't deserve it.
Are you kidding me? I got to be quick because you told me I'm on the clock. When Marshall Faulk was up for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, right? First year, he was a lock, right? But I had to give the presentation to the other voters. And they said, look, you're not going to get up and talk about Marshall Faulk. We get it. We know. And I said, listen, I remember when Marshall Faulk got beat out for the Heisman by Gino bleeping Torretta, okay? So I take nothing for granted here. You're going to hear about Marshall Faulk's career.
Interesting. Tell us about Saliga Burn.
Saliga Heating and Cooling is a Daikin Comfort dealer. Has been taking care of St. Louisans since 1927. And we have relied on Saliga Heating and Cooling. Dan Saliga, 4th generation owner operator for about 17 years. In our experience, Saliga is money because they always look for low-cost solutions to save us money. And they're not going to try to fast talk you into anything, hustle you, upsell you, put pressure on you, try to talk you into, maybe a big expensive piece of equipment or whatever when it's not really necessary. Their honesty, integrity is impeccable. It's beyond reproach. And we've learned that time and time again. Not to mention, they're just really good at what they do, from the professional and the technical and all those aspects. And they're reliable. When you call them, they say they're going to be your home. They'll be at your home at the appointed time. They don't play games like that or leave you hanging. So one other thing about Saliga Heating and Cooling is the Priority Club. It's a maintenance plan that's going to save you money by extending the life of your current equipment. And it will absolutely save your money, because we have been in this program for quite a few years, and it has saved us a lot of money, actually. You also get some other perks. They have a lot of things they can do for you, but that Saliga name really matters. To find out more, go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com.
KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, at Enterprise Center, December 23rd at 3 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. A portion of the proceeds benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, at Enterprise Center, December 23rd at 3 p.m. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
So I don't know whether this fall is the right time for you to do replacement windows through Universal Windows Direct, but I know it's a great time of year to know that you have a problem. You can tell during the summer, and you have really big cooling bills, but somehow we don't clock it as much, I don't think. During the winter, we really do. And you can put your hand on the outside of that window and you can feel the warm air escaping, and you can do all sorts of duct taping and things like that. Or you can just go to Universal Windows Direct and get a bid on some windows. Right now, you buy 2 windows, you get 2 for free, no limit. Whether you need 4 or 14, you only pay for half. Make it even easier. You get 0% financing for 3 years, no interest, no problem, and take $500 off your total bill because you listen to the DGS. 314-334-2522 or universalwindowsdirect.com.
Hey, what's happening? It's your man, Big Ticket, doing big things. Are debt payments keeping you up at night? Call JG Wentworth today and become debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months. Whether it's credit cards, medical bills, or personal loans, life happens, and those monthly payments can quickly become overwhelming. At JG Wentworth, their experienced team takes the time to understand your unique situation and creates a customized plan tailored to your financial needs. They specialize in helping individuals reduce their unsecured debt, which could save you thousands of dollars. No upfront fees to get started. The call is free, the consultation is free, and there's absolutely no obligation to move forward unless it's right for you. The sooner you act, the more you could save. Every day you wait could cost you more in interest and late fees. Call JG Wentworth, 877-CASH-NOW to find out how much you could save. That's JG Wentworth, 877-CASH-NOW. Your first step toward financial freedom, 877-CASH-NOW. Results vary, not all debts qualify. Debt resolution will impact credit and may increase what you owe. Fees apply. JG Wentworth does not pay debts or provide legal, tax, or credit repair services.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler for my friends at Game Day Men's Health. Find them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Whatever you're dealing with, low energy, weight gain, performance issues, anywhere, the gym, in the bedroom, whatever, don't just deal with it. And don't expect that to treat that it's going to be some major time commitment on your part. Here's what happens. Okay, at Game Day, they know you're busy. They know everyone's got a schedule. They can take care of getting you set up and get the full consultation, blood test with results, all of that, and a game plan to move forward. All of that can be done in an hour at the first glance. And when you pop back in there for your follow-up visits, you're in and out. It's fast. You get in there, you're going to get your treatment, whether it's, for me, it's I'm on TRT. I take the testosterone replacement therapy. I'm in and out in 3 minutes most days, unless I stick around to talk because, I'm prone to doing that. So they're going to respect your time. And if you're looking to get into weight loss, like really, they have some great plans. They have their own pharmacy that allows them to offer the same safe and effective medicines that you're going to get in other places. The treatment plans are developed and supervised by board-certified medical professionals. And by the way, they offer the weight loss plans to both men and women, even though it's called Game Day Men's Health. So before you do anything else, check it out. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com so you can get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
Working full-time but still falling behind? Learn how real estate education can help you build income and get ahead on your terms. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
.253 DGS, really short, weird little segment here. So I'm just going to do nothing. Fun fact, again, I can't get enough of this nuclear stuff. I watched House of Dynamite. It just keeps inundating me. The U.S. nuclear launch system used floppy disks until 2019. At the time, an Air Force colonel said it's the Air Force's oldest IT system, but it's the age that provides the security. You can't hack something that doesn't have an IP address.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
Yep. Sometimes old school works.
Kids these days, they don't even know what a floppy disk is.
They don't even know about flopping.
You bring it up, they're like, what the heck are you talking about?
Was that a little before your era, or did you guys use them?
No, yeah, because that was what was, the appropriate thing to use when we first got computers. So I'm familiar with the floppy disk.
I have never touched a floppy disk in my life. Ever.
Not even at the law firm?
No. They had people for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have just lived a life professionally and personally where I've never had to learn anything about computers. And I think I'm going to make it out. I think I'm going to make it out not knowing anything about computers. I can buy other men's clothes on eBay, and that's all I need.
I felt bad because Misty, who's wonderful, helps with our IT around here, and she was asking, she told you to shut down your computer, and you were like, how do I do that? And she laughed. I was like, dude, don't laugh. He doesn't know.
I don't know. I
doesn't know these
don't
things.
know. I'm like that. I think you should leave skid where Tim Robinson's driving. He's like, what's wrong? Can you know how to drive? No. I don't know what any of this is for.
Not everyone knows how to do everything.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Most people don't know that 1 out of every 6 margaritas ordered are requested to be spicy. Trouble is, it's almost impossible for a bartender to make a spicy margarita taste the same way twice. Problem solved. Enter Ghost Tequila, a perfectly spicy spirit to bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level. Crafted with 100% Blue Weber agave and infused with just a hint of ghost pepper, Ghost Tequila is the only option for making scarily good cocktails with a touch of heat. Available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, Total Wine & More, and wherever fine spirits are sold. Ghost Tequila, brought to you by our friends at Lore Wine and Spirits.
FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, coming to Missouri soon, December 1st. Finally, you'll be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports, and it could not come at a better time of year with football, basketball, hockey. It's all happening, and with FanDuel, tons of ways to get in on the action. You can bet on everything from the money line, over-under, bet the spread, or look to the future. Maybe you know who the MVP is going to be or win Coach of the Year, or what team's going to win the championship. You can do that with FanDuel. Plus, with live betting, you can even pick what player's going to score the next touchdown and the one after that while the game is going on. Download the FanDuel app and get familiar with it, because the app will be live to use December in Missouri. You can see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to download the app. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case cost. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer. 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got a cloudy sky. Right now, it's 56 degrees downtown at the Arch. Boeing machinist strike continues after they rejected the latest contract offer.
Striking union machinists outside Boeing headquarters tell me that the latest vote they held on Sunday is more of a reflection of fatigue from being out at the picket lines than this offer from Boeing being substantially better. Something that one union machinist told me that he hopes could be a motivating factor for them to dig in their heels a little longer is the quarterly reports coming up later this week.
All the investors, they're going to see, hopefully that this has done a lot of financial impact to Boeing.
The union rejected the latest vote from Boeing with a vote of 51 to 49 against. Outside Boeing headquarters, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
A media expert is challenging students and teachers to do more than try to bust students for using artificial intelligence on assignments.
We as educators have to up our game. We have to figure out ways to redo our assessments and assignments in a way that the students won't necessarily use AI to do. And that's a lot of work.
Webster University instructor Julie Smith says the main challenge for most teachers is finding enough time to learn how to use AI tools themselves. The lightning-fast advancement in generative AI has led to an explosion of AI-created sexual content.
I think that we are all so overstimulated all the time that we're constantly looking for that new thing.
Dr. Karen Stewart is a clinical psychologist specializing in sexual dysfunction and porn addiction. Like many other experts, she's concerned people will take AI sex too far.
The honest answer is I hope not. I would hope that people can have that break of reality and fantasy to know that you cannot push yourself upon somebody without consent.
Experts have increasing concerns that human beings are turning to AI chatbots instead of real people, and that could impact healthy sexual interactions. Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
Tune into KMOX tomorrow morning at 8:10 when we take a look at how AI-created sexual content could impact kids and teens. Home sales are up about 10% or 7% over 1 year ago. The September Missouri Realtors report shows 6,500 homes sold last month. Brian Jarrett of the Missouri Realtors tells MissouriNet the median sale price is just under $280,000.
The median price increase has been about 3.7% compared to September last year. It's holding fairly steady thus far.
The interest rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is about 6%. The deadline for a trade agreement between the U.S. and Mexico is coming up this week. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum says she spoke to President Trump by phone this weekend and that they agreed to extend the deadline for a few more weeks to discuss pending issues. President Trump's threat to impose 30% tariffs on Mexican imports was put on a 90-day pause in July, but that ends this Thursday.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, a merger of two utilities that serve millions in our region.
The parent company of Missouri American and Illinois American Water is merging with Essential Utilities, Inc. in an all-stock tax-free merger that's expected to close by early 2027. American Water serves almost 2 million people in the St. Louis region. Essential serves 14 counties in Illinois. The merged company will be headquartered in New Jersey and keep the American Water name. Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now to Stifel and Kevin Monton. Kevin?
Thanks, Michael. The markets all closed at fresh all-time new highs today, with the Dow gaining 337, closing 47,544. S&P tacked on 83, 68.75. NASDAQ was positive 418 at 23,623, and the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was up 1 at 1619. Stocks to the upside, Cigna gained 2.6% at 309.18, and AT&T was positive 1.5% at 25.53. Losers to the downside, Energizer negative 1.1% at 24.09, and Centene lost 2.7% at 33.15. Finally, Stifel was up 1% at 119.06. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
Emergency vehicles 141 south of Manchester Road in the right lane. Some road work on 6440 going east to Timberlake Manor Parkway. That's got the right lane and the right shoulder closed.
Our gloomy weather is going to continue right through Wednesday and then get set for some of the coldest air so far this season. On this Monday, partly to mostly cloudy skies going through the afternoon. There'll be a couple of showers here and there, but I think rainfall today is somewhat limited. It's breezy and it is chilly. 59 for the high. Tonight, clouds, some showers, especially late tonight. 51. Tuesday, clouds with periods of rain and a chilly rain. 57 for the high temperature on Tuesday. Periods of rain Tuesday night, 45. Wednesday, clouds with showers, chilly and windy. 57 degrees. The outlook for Halloween, this is all gone. Friday will be sunny and in the 50s. However, for trick-or-treat time, temperatures will be in the 40s. Also, time change this weekend. We set our clocks back 1 hour. That means the sunset on Sunday, November 2nd, will be right at 5 o'clock. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by H's Mart Community Resources. Right now, 56 feels like 51 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
1 in 4 employees is also a caregiver. The CARES program connects them with expert support, helping reduce stress, boost retention, and save your business money. Learn more at hsmart.org or call 618-222-2561, serving 7 counties in Southwest Illinois.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 306. Happy Monday. Dave Murray will be here in about a half an hour. I think it's going to be sort of overcast and gloomy for the next couple of days. Sun comes out after that, but pretty chilly. Pretty chilly.
It is chilly out there.
I like it. Halloween on Friday. We will be presenting the 25th annual DGS Halloween show. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure what we have. Like, Andrew's going through all the sound, and then once you get what you're happy with, I'll go through all the sound. And I know I was really frightened that night. No question about it. I did not like that place. So see how that goes. Maybe that'll just be the whole show. I'm just scared.
I'm having fun. I was telling Dave there's definitely going to be some I think audience participation this year. Based on, no spoilers. There's a little tease for you, just based on how a lot of the sound is and me finding so many things that we didn't notice at the time.
Yeah.
But you can notice going through them. Further note, highly recommend if you're listening on like the app or something like that, or you're listening at home, headphones.
Yeah.
Highly recommend headphones. I think this one's going to be best listened to through a pair of cans.
Good. Let's do another DGS happy hour. I will start. This is an old man rant. But I was listening to someone over the weekend, I forgot who it was, and they were talking about the leaves and how great it was when they were kids to pile the leaves up. And everyone from my generation did it. And it was a way for your dad to get you to rake the leaves, which they didn't really need a way. They just told you to do it or they'd whisper bud. But like, you'd make a big pile of leaves, you'd take off running, you'd jump in them and all that. I have not seen any kid do that in my recent memory. Secondly, and I live in a very neighborhoody neighborhood, I have never, ever saw kids playing sandlot. Not baseball, not touch football. And it's just weird, that I'm not 161. I mean, it's just, a couple generations. And yet I don't know if kids do this anymore. And if they don't, it makes me really sad. Now, maybe that would be like my dad saying, oh, yeah, you never got to roll a circle with a stick, but.
No, I think it's because kids are not ever allowed to leave the house by themselves. How many kids have the freedom to just go out and play and do what we're talking about?
It's a good point, because my intuition is today, if you did let your kids make a big pile of leaves and jump in it, you'd be there watching them to make sure they didn't hit something, which is kind of half the fun is being on your own.
Yeah. I mean, but for the pickup games, we used to walk blocks and blocks and blocks down to the schoolyard so we could play football or play baseball on a wider field. Are kids allowed to do that?
My kids weren't.
I mean, I don't know how many kids can just say, hey, let's all go outside and go a half a mile from home and just play sports all day without our parents worrying about us. I'm not sure that's even, I'm not sure it's allowed, but we do have the other side of it, which is maybe some of them just don't want to either.
Yeah.
Because what I see is a lot more organized activity, right? Kids still play a lot of sports, but it's organized. It's not just random, kids just making the rules and playing and doing all that. And I wish that they had more of the playing for fun, because that was fun. And I think you learn a lot doing things that way.
Yeah, kids need to stop playing so much Fortnite and start walking for night sports with their friends.
I think another
Feel very strongly about this.
it's also if a parent, let's say you are like the lone parent that is willing to let their children walk to the park, someone's going to call the police.
Yeah,
Like, that's
that
how
is a
it
great
works.
point.
It's not like, these people are just inferior. They don't do the same things we did. Like,
Yeah.
no, society has changed so drastically that like you will get in trouble with the law if your kid is walking
you're-
down the block.
And you're going to have the whole neighborhood talking about, what kind of parent you are, because suddenly the cops are at your door with your kid because your 7-year-old was out walking, and you're like, I just told them they could walk.
They could go play.
Yeah, they could go play. They could walk 6 blocks to their friend's house. I didn't know it was going to be an incident. I feel safe in this neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I would love to. I don't know this. I'm only speaking kind of anecdotally from a couple of examples I can think of in my head. But I wonder if kids in more rural areas still do that more often. I don't know, the kids that I've coached that have come up in a little bit further outskirts, they tend to be a little bit more independent. Like they tend to be a little bit more like able to handle things like just normal things. Like I'm like talking to another adult, like, like accepting instruction, like deciding to do something on their own as opposed to having to be told to do something or get permission to do something.
I know that things are very complicated. Everything is. But I just read that Gen Z and Gen Alpha, as young as they are, have markedly more mental issues than we did at that age. Do you guys think it's fairly straightforward and easy to see that my generation sort of did that to these kids?
I wouldn't. I mean,
I don't know.
I think it's
Hesitant to say that. for
growing
sure.
up online is probably what
Yeah.
causes you to have the mental health issues that other generations have, been able to avoid.
We're also like hyper aware of it. And 30 years ago, we didn't even talk about it.
Well, consider
did it not exist then, or did we just not pay attention to it?
I think there's a little bit of element of that, and then I think it is majorly what Rachel's saying. It's having when you're growing up online is not something that we can ever compare to anything in the past.
Yeah.
It's having a
Yeah.
very
true.
moldable,
I agree.
malleable, and forming, brain, and then having it exposed to infinity.
It may be
All the information in the freaking world at any given second just blasted into your face at its most impressionable.
Other than war, like my dad was in the South Pacific at 17, still a child. Other than war, social media may be the biggest thing to impact a generation outside of their parents. Like we parented differently. I remember when Phoebe got her first phone. I remember when she got her first Facebook. And I feel like, her mom and I were pretty down the middle about it. But it's outside of parenting.
I'm not even just talking about social media. The ability to know with a capital K, the ability to just have any information, real or not, at any given point in time, just thrown into your brain at light speed when your brain is forming and very impressionable when you're a very young age. There are things that you can see on the internet that you just can't see in your normal real life.
Yeah, and then there's there's exposure to pornography that none of us are going to see the things that these kids have access to. None of us experienced that as children. It was when we were adults. It's like, oh, you see, this is out there, and your mind is able to handle it. When you're 8, you don't know what's happening when you see. I mean, I don't want to. There's no reason to get graphic, but it's not just like when mommy and daddy love each other very much. Like there's a lot out there, folks, and kids with a phone can access that.
They shouldn't see this again. That comes back on parents, though. If your kid has just open access to the internet on their phone, you're an idiot.
Many do.
Yeah, but as a parent, you have failed. You might as well just subscribe to the Playboy channel on your satellite TV and just leave it open for them.
That would be much better.
All of those things existed.
That would be much tamer.
No, I get it. But like those things existed when we were kids too. But there were things called parent locks, and the parents would not allow us to see them.
There are things that exist now that did not exist in the 70s.
No. What I'm saying is there were technological. So we had satellite TV, we had cable TV, we had channels that you could get but they were always blocked. They had parental blocks on them, so the kids couldn't just access them without permission. If your kid has a phone that isn't restricted for content, you're not doing it right. That's on a parent. Like, I would be protecting my kid. I had a kid, okay? I had a kid who had a cell phone. She didn't get one until she was 13. But we still understood there were things that we didn't want to have out there. And there are all kinds of options for making sure your kids don't have direct access to that. And I get it. Parents aren't always up to date on that, but that's your job as a parent. And but that doesn't change your guy's point that exists. But that's still a parenting thing where you have to have control over what your kids have access to. You cannot, to Andrew's point, you cannot let your kid just have access to the whole world at 9. You just can't.
I just think a lot of parents, it doesn't cross their mind because they didn't have to deal with it when they were a kid. And it's not just, there's also, we run ads on the radio station. Like, if you were, as a child, were groomed on the Roblox platform.
Yeah.
So you're a little kid and you're playing a game where I think it's like you build stuff, and then there are adults on there preying on you. And a lot of parents just don't know that that's happening. So, I mean, you want to talk about mental health, then you add in the mix of, hey, when I open this black mirror that I stare into all day, not only do I see my appearance, but I can fix my appearance. I didn't realize I had a problem, but now I can put the pretty filter on. And this, I'm 9 years old. I wish this is the way I looked all the time. I didn't have a way of doing that when I was a kid. Children now are growing up with the Snapchat filter of like, well, why don't I look like this? This is how I'm supposed to look. All of that stuff is really, really going to mess with your mind. And it is sad that we just jumped into this whole thing feet first and didn't really consider how it could affect kids. But I mean, there's several generations coming up now who are, their life is just going to be dealing with the fact that they weren't protected at a young age.
So then I'd throw in the question. This is back to the original question. Are these things causing more problems or revealing problems in terms of mental health?
Both, but I do think that they're causing them as well.
Do they? I mean, I honestly have no idea. I'm just asking the question because I know that a lot of it is genetic. A lot of your predispositions are genetic, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever. It's not necessarily something that you learned or were taught or saw via example. It is just part of your DNA. And I don't know, but I know that there are other versions of anxiety than just the textbook DNA genetic version, right? I mean, there's outside sources that can create those things too.
Well, just look at the fact that so many young people are like putting off getting their driver's license or putting off ever being in a relationship. I mean, the birth rate is down. I'm not saying like, oh, these are things we need to rush to fix. That's not what I'm saying. I'm also not saying that I don't think these kids have anything genetically different than the prior generation did, but they are in a very different set of circumstances. So we are seeing different results from this generation. I don't subscribe at all to the idea of like, oh, the younger generation is somehow inferior. And so they're just, they had the same path forward as everyone else. And just somehow they're all collectively screwing it up. Like, no, there is definitely a huge outside factor that is playing into why society is changing so much. I personally believe that to be the thing that's been around for 20 years now, immediate access, which is the internet. We jumped into that feet first. We're going to have an amazing time without considering all of the ways it could go bad. And now we're starting to deal with it.
Yeah. And as you guys know, because I've been very vocal about it on the show for years, I still kind of went back to what I talked about last Friday, my lifelong paradigm I used to have, that life averaged out. And I remember thinking and saying to you guys, well, we'll get over this and we'll go back to how we were like in the 80s and 90s. And I no longer think that. I don't know where we're going from here, but with AI breathing down our necks and all these different changes, I think that the life that I lived, I'm not sure that life will ever be lived again.
No.
But
I bet your dad would have said the same thing. The life he lived as a kid is never going to be lived again.
I know you love saying that, but I do think that there are differences.
It's
No,
massive.
it escalates, and AI might be an escalation, but prior to TV being in your home, the world was different. Prior to cable TV and satellite being in your home, and then prior to the internet before social media, every one of these things is just stacking, right?
Stacking, but in an exponential fashion, right? You went from being able to see 5 channels and the information conveyed to you therein, to 55 channels and the information conveyed to you therein, to absolute infinite
right, but those kids
worldwide
didn't
knowledge.
experience that. They grew up in a world where these things already existed. That's how they grew up. And in some ways it's terrible, and in some ways it prepares you. So it's a little bit of both. It's bad. There's clearly bad, but it's also their world, right? Just like my world was the world I grew up in. And we had our own sets of problems and challenges that were different. And this one is definitely different. And it definitely escalates more quickly because it's instant in your hand, right? I mean, it's here and then it's in your head. It doesn't take weeks and months or whatever to get access to something that maybe you shouldn't have access to. You know, when I was a kid, a lot of it was the people were like, did you see the Faces of Death videos, right? Remember those, Dave? Mm-hmm. Well, that is now on your phone. You don't have to like find somebody whose older brother rented it, and that one, thankfully, is one I never watched when I was a kid. I had no interest in seeing people die. But like that stuff that was only accessible through effort before is now accessible much more easily, and it is speeding up. But the kids grew up in a faster world than we grew up in. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, but their brains aren't any different than ours are. So, you know, that's where it comes into where it's like, yeah, humans are evolving, but we're not evolving as quickly as the technology.
Well, it would be like if aliens landed in 20 years and 50 and 60-year-olds of that time are saying, this generation, they've really got it different, and it's going to be unlike anything. Would you still say, well, yeah, but your grandpa thought about that?
My only position on this is that is the nature of evolution of human life.
Yeah, but to Andrew's point,
and even if it's speeding up, it's always been speeding up.
Yeah, but I think this is different. I think that the way we have sped up here is much faster and impactful than anything that we've had before.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't think the cotton gin did what this is doing.
No, but the Industrial Revolution did.
I don't agree.
It had caused the population to explode. It changed the lifestyles of people. They went from, having to farm their own food to being able to just go get it at a store. I mean,
I think those feel like more incremental changes.
I know they do because we grew up that way. Like, I that's where I struggle with it.
So you're saying we grew up with the Industrial Revolution having already happened. So...
yes, essentially, yeah. So that was normal to us. Going to a grocery store and having all these wild choices, that was normal to us. And 50, 60 years before us, that was not normal. It didn't exist.
I think we might be arguing about two different things. You're arguing that it's normal for kids to have access to all the information and that it doesn't really affect them in the same way. And okay, never mind.
I'm arguing that change is the only constant, and it is always speeding up.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
So as most of you know, my mom spent 4 months at Bethesda Dilworth, and that's where she passed away. And that's what got me into doing No One Dies Alone. And we've talked a lot about that on the show. That was skilled nursing. They also have assisted living, but Bethesda has asked me to tell you about 7 of their properties, which are not skilled or assisted. People live there on their own or in couples or with roommates, and they take care of themselves. And for the most part, they get their own meals. I want to tell you about Bethesda Orchard in particular. It is in the Old Orchard area of Webster Groves. I used to live there. It's one of my very favorite neighborhoods. It's just very old, kind of old-timey, but also sort of modern, but old-timey in that you can literally walk to restaurants and grocery stores and curio shops and all sorts of things in Old Orchard. 171 apartments with units as large as 1,200 square feet. Private courtyard with beautiful gardens. Every place I visited was just more beautiful than the next. They're very, very good at this. So what kind of people, if you are my age or up and you've decided you're done with yard work and you're done with this, but you're still very healthy and very vibrant, you should check these places out. For those of you whose parents are my age or older, you might want to just start having that conversation. Again, they're not ready for skilled nursing, but they might want a beautiful place to live that really takes care of them. If you're interested in Bethesda Orchard, 314-963-2296. For the other 6 properties, BethesdaHealth.org.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Hi, Stacy with Fairwinds Rivers Edge Senior Living in St. Charles. Are you a senior seeking a fun retirement? Do you want less work and more play? Do you want to enjoy great food that you don't have to cook? Then I know. Stop what you're doing right now and call Fairwinds. Set up a time to visit and have a meal. Meet some of our awesome residents. Check us out online at fairwindsriversedge.com. We hope to talk with you soon.
For 25 years, the Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive has been a dependable resource for impoverished men, women, and children in the bi-state. Together Credit Union is proud to team up with the Kurt Warner First Things First Foundation and Operation Food Search for the 25th Annual Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive. From October 20th to November 2nd, new and gently used winter clothes of all sizes will be collected at all 14 Together Credit Union locations to help keep our neighbors warm during the cold winter months. For more information and a full list of donation locations, visit kurtwarner.org.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Stronger than ever.
.328 DG asked, we really went long on that one, arguing with Wheeler.
My bad. I never do that either. It's weird.
It is so strange for you. A new thing for the show. Here's a thought. I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson last night, and then someone asked him his most terrifying fact. And he said that if the physics are correct with expansion and acceleration of the universe, that in about 22 billion years, molecules will rip apart.
Oh?
So forget about you not being here, because I still, as an agnostic, have some sort of hope that maybe I will live as some sort of a quark or a gluon in the cosmos and have some sort of positive feeling, you know. But if everything's ripped apart, I mean, just the thought of nothing.
I'm sorry, but didn't you say like 200? How long did you say it was going to be?
22 billion.
22 billion. I think I can probably get what I need out of this consciousness in 22 billion years.
I can't even conceive of 22 billion years.
I can conceive of nothingness, though.
Yeah, I think everybody should. Well, I don't know about everybody. I think that's, you've all thought about that, right? At some point, like, what's nothing?
Screws you up. Thought about this today. Do you think most people get a broken bone before they die?
I'd have to bet that at least half of people do.
I've never had one.
Me either.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously, you guys, Andrew?
Never broke a bone.
You broke a bone?
Yep.
Okay.
Broke my collarbone, and I broke a bunch of toes, and I think I broke my ankle once, like fractured it and didn't get it fixed, and now I got ankle problems.
There you go.
The Cardinals season may be over, but in St. Louis, sports never stop. The Chiefs are chasing another championship. Mizzou football is making noise, and the Blues are back on the ice. Every weekday at 5, Rush Hour Sports keeps you ahead of the game with news, traffic, weather, and the biggest stories in sports. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bertie Nicholas, 3 trusted voices St. Louis fans count on. Rush Hour Sports, weekdays at 5 on KMOX.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, as you're heading out onto the highways this afternoon, it really is not bad on the drive home right now. It's pretty easy going. The only place I'm looking at potential trouble is a stall. It was in the left lane. They moved it over to the right shoulder, but they still have the right lane blocked. It's westbound 64 before Clayton Morrison. Westbound 64 is just a little slow from Clayton Skinker through about Big Bend, but it does back up at McKnight out into that Clayton Morrison area. After that, just a little slow at the Boone Bridge and a little slow at Prospect. Like I said, really not bad. Westbound 70 is wide open from downtown all the way out to Wentzville. Eastbound 70 is a little busy coming through our city. Southbound 270 is just kind of slow approaching Ladue to 64. South 170, the Parkway to 64 is busy. Well, South 270 is also a little off the pace from 44 to Gravois, by the way. Southbound 55, barely a slowdown at Gasconade Bates, and at Highway Z, northbound approaching 67 is a little congested as well. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Enter now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Hey, just check the mail. We've been invited to a seminar and dinner is free.
It's going to be chicken, and it'll taste like Play-Doh.
Don't be fooled. All seminars are not the same. For example, Steve All, an investment advisor representative and founder of the All Financial Group, will be hosting his Taxes and Retirement Seminar at his office in Chesterfield on October 28th. From the big beautiful bill to taxes on your Social Security, Steve will not only cover the hurdles you'll face in retirement, but ways to keep more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. This is a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
You know, hon, I've always been interested in us buying a timeshare.
I'd rather eat Play-Doh.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40. And they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment, especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
The Woodlands of Arnold campus offers skilled rehab, a beautiful assisted living community, and a secure memory care to keep your loved ones safe. Check us out at rspseniorliving.com. That's rspseniorliving.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, So go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Hey Illinois, this is Ben Barnett, board certified master arborist and owner at Timberline Professional Tree Care. Sorry, St. Louis, this message is for our friends in the Metro East. Did you know that most Missouri-based tree contractors can't legally travel into Illinois? This is due to federal motor carrier regulations that require large trucks and their drivers to be registered with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration in order to travel across state lines. Almost all other tree services in Missouri fail to meet the requirements for safety, drug and alcohol testing, and equipment maintenance that are required for interstate travel. Here at Timberline, we meet and exceed all of these requirements and will be glad to travel across the river to meet all of your tree care needs. Call us today at 636-479-7475 for tree fertilization, pruning, insect and disease treatment, or complete removal. Or visit our website at stltreecare.com. That's stltreecare.com for service in the Metro East area.
Fridays mean football. From a zoo to the NFL, we've got your weekend covered.
R3, ready?
It's Friday football on KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 336. Dave Murray joins us from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. Hello, Dave.
Hello there.
How's the weekend?
Good.
Good.
Lots to talk about, though. Lots.
About your weekend?
No.
Oh. About the weather?
About the weather.
Oh, let's do it then.
That's all I really like to talk about anyway.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, let's talk about first the rain. We still have rain through Wednesday, at least through noontime. Questions are, has it helped the drought? By the time we're done, I think our rainfall will be back to where we should be.
Hey.
So yes, big change in the drought conditions. What a month of October, kind of half and half.
Weird.
Time change weekend coming up. Oh. We fall back, set the clocks back 1 hour. Sunset on Sunday, 5 p.m.
That seems worse than usual.
I looked out the window last night at like 8 and I was like, oh my God, it's already dark. Like, quote, already. Like, man, it was dark for 2 hours before that.
Right. And then we have Category 5 Hurricane Melissa. It will go into Jamaica, central part of Jamaica, but the whole island will be dramatically affected by it tonight. It will produce winds of 150 to 175 miles per hour, flooding with landslides, up to 40 inches of rain expected, a storm surge of about 10 to 12 feet. The pressure right now is 26.76, still over open water. Warmest water in the Atlantic is where the storm is right now. If you look at your home barometer, you don't come anywhere close to a 26.76 inch reading. That's how low it is. It will also affect eastern Cuba, Haiti, southeast and central Bahamas, could even affect Bermuda in time.
Dave, when a storm like Melissa intensifies, as I understand, it's just intensified over the weekend. What is it that causes that to happen?
A lot of things. Water temperature. Again, water temperatures are extremely warm. Just kind of the environment that it lives in, and it pulls itself together. Other weather patterns that are kind of influencing it. So there's a lot of pieces that come into play, but it's mainly water temperature more than anything else. Now, a lot of times when a Cat 5 hits land, it falls apart very quickly. Jamaica's an island. It's going to be feeding off the warm water the entire trip over Jamaica, the entire trip over eastern Cuba. So it's not going away anytime soon.
But there could be a real loss of life in Jamaica.
Yes. They have, I've never been to Jamaica, but other than you get out of the resort area and it's not a great standard of living.
No.
And a lot of people are saying, nah, I'm going to stay here because this is all I own. And the problem with Jamaica is it's very mountainous. So you go up, you might get out of the direct hit of the hurricane, but you're going to be in these unbelievable rainfall amounts and mudslides. So It's all the airports are all closed. They've been closed. I heard on the news last night there's some gal on saying, "Oh, I've been trying to get off the island. I didn't know it was coming," and it was like, "Come on,
man,
please wake up. Please wake up and realize what I know. You're on vacation. You're enjoying Jamaica. But,
Yeah.
Don't lose sight of what's going on around you."
So if you're there, though, you still want the highland, right? Because the storm surge is probably the most dangerous part. I mean, it's all dangerous, but the surge is the most dangerous, right?
Yes, right along the coast is not the place to be at all. You do want to go up to some extent, but again, use your smarts. You've got to kind of take the good and the bad because it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah. No.
Headlines, Rach.
Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. Wanted to mention this here because we've been talking about Operation Food Search throughout the show. They're doing an emergency food drive at City Foundry this Wednesday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. This is happening during the final Live Art Markets event. So collecting donations. To learn more, you can go to operationfoodsearch.org. But please keep that in mind, especially if you live or work downtown, you're in the area, please come by and make a donation for Operation Food Search. Let's see. Music may lower the risk of dementia by up to 39% in older adults. And this is a study of more than 10,000 older adults. So a nice big sample size. When they are regularly engaging with music, they have significantly lower rates of cognitive decline.
All right.
That's cool.
It's good news all around.
I'm going to be headbanging all the way through.
Yeah.
And it's listening to music. It's also playing music is extremely helpful. So keep
Can
that
you see
up.
Wheels? Can you see Wheels when he's about 90 years old?
Oh, I'm not going to get to 90.
Come on, let's
Does it
play some
include
Rob
writing
Zombie.
music, Rach? Because I have recently written a double concept album.
I think that's actually like guaranteed.
Oh, good.
Safety
Yeah,
at
there
that
you go.
point.
Good.
Yeah, Dave, they're going to hate me in the old folks' home.
So in these last couple of segments, we were talking about, teens and the internet and how that's playing out over time. Meta has expanded their AI safety tools for teens. We talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago, but they've come out with some more details. So parents are going to be able to block specific AI assistants and see the topics that their teens discuss with them. And they say their goal is to encourage transparency and support families as these young users learn to navigate AI responsibly.
Think about that. Every generation of teenagers has something to hide from their parents, right?
Sure.
But think about this one. Like, what I was hiding was that when my mom and dad would leave, I would look at the Sears brassiere ads.
Yeah.
Compare that to when you're not looking, I'm having a full-on relationship with this chatbot and whatever that entails. I mean, that's very...
Yeah. I mean, it sounds crazy, but as a parent now, you have to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say, I don't understand. You got to learn.
Yeah.
You have to learn the technology because if you don't, man, I mean, not that that's even perfect, right?
Right. Because
even the stuff that we had as kids, our parents mostly understood it because, as we talked about earlier, things weren't happening as fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more, Rach.
This is really sad. Nick Mangold, the NFL star who had put out a plea for someone to please donate a kidney for him. He has passed away at the age of 41 years old, just days after making that online plea. So, we send the best to his family. That is very, very sad stuff.
Yeah, very rough. All right. Thank you, Dave.
You got it.
Appreciate it. Coming up next, we have Dr. Matt Bays live in studio.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This traffic report is a service of Financial and Tax Strategies. Westbound 70 still looks great from downtown all the way out to Wentzville. Eastbound 70 kind of slow. Earth City into 270. Looks like we have a crash westbound 364 as you get around the bend. Just before you get around the bend, west of Mid Rivers there, not quite to Goodermuth, so it's jammed approaching Mid Rivers. Be careful there. Westbound 64 is just kind of slow from Hampton headed out through Bellevue. Still some congestion, though, both ways around that point west of McKnight where that stall's still out there on the shoulder. Eastbound's actually jammed. Westbound slow there. If you're traveling on southbound 270, approaching Olive down to 64 slow, a little busy past the 44 merge. Southbound 55 just a little heavy at Bates and at Z. Downtown westbound 44 a little slow past the bridges. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Retirement shouldn't feel like balancing a checkbook while blindfolded. I'm Gary Goldberg, and my team helps you see the big picture so you can retire younger, richer, and with less anxiety. Because guessing is not a strategy. Tune in to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
Hi, Debbie Monterey here with Gloria Liu, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. We've worked together for more than 5 years, and I've learned a lot about you and your business. Today, I actually found out a few things I didn't know, like your home sales stats. Compared to the average agent who sells less than 4 to 6 homes a year, you actually sell a home just about every other day. And even more impressive, your business has been built on giving back to our local community, including supporting St. Louis Children's Hospital.
Thank you. Every business should have a Go Serve Big initiative. When someone makes a referral, they're helping our communities, including St. Louis Children's Hospital, which is very special to me and my family because they helped me when I had my son many years ago. Today, sellers want to sell with certainty in this uncertain market. My upfront written guarantees are my secret to selling your home fast and for top dollar.
Friends, the secret is out. Call Gloria now at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
The DGS Halloween show is back, and you can hear it first on Friday, October 31st, starting at 4 p.m. Hear all about their ghost hunting experience and all the thrills and chills the show experienced this year. And to check out the ghost adventures from the past 20 years, head to KMOX.com/Halloween. The DGS Halloween Show, presented by Lore Wine and Spirits. Try Ghost Tequila today, the perfect spicy spirit to bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level.
From your friends at Lombardo Homes, congrats to Dave Glover and the DGS Show on 25 years of building something great. Thanks for keeping St. Louis entertained, informed, and laughing all along the way.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 348. So my friend Matt Bays is here. He has just opened Bays Sports Medicine. It's great to see you.
Thanks for having me. It's so good to see Rachel and Wheels and you.
Yeah, we go back a long way, man.
Yeah.
Long way.
Very fun.
Yeah. So I've talked about you before. You've been on the show before. This is just kind of a glamour shot. Tell everyone what's going on with your new gig.
Yeah, thank you. I turned 50 and I've been in partnerships since I was in fellowship in 2008. And I just kind of did that step back and reevaluate thing. That's not a bad thing. You don't want to do it too often, but every once in a while. And I just said, I think I'm going to go on my own. And I have 7 amazing employees that I brought and a physician assistant, Paige Casson, and Devin, my longtime office manager, and we're just going to do kind of the same things in a new name.
Okay.
And do it well.
So in the world of sports and orthopedic medicine, what's your Venn diagram?
There you go. So I think people would consider me as a non-surgical sports medicine doctor, primary care sports medicine and ortho, the entry into that. So if you get on the right path with the right guidance, you're going to have the right outcome. I was employed by 4 orthopedic surgeons right out of fellowship, and I was the luckiest guy in the world to have that job because they really taught me orthopedic sports medicine without being a surgeon. So now I knew, okay, what are the surgical indications? Okay, you might have a torn labrum in your shoulder, but really only 1 in like maybe 8 or 9 needs surgery. What do we do for the rest? And that's where I was like, wait a second here. I think I can figure out a way to do that better if it's non-surgical. So in the Venn diagram, you've got the orthopedic surgeons on top. And that's where I've been lucky to have relationships. I'm a relationship guy. I have, if you need a knee guy, I got 4 good ones. Shoulders, I got like 5, 6 good ones. Elbows, they're all different. And I can align with all of them because I don't work for any of them.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm really lucky. I'm very blessed.
Yeah, the Corey Solmans, the Robs
Absolutely.
of the world.
Oh, yeah.
So for people who have heard the word regenerative medicine, the phrase, or stem cells, injections, maybe they had a friend who had that done, just reintroduce that part of what you do.
Yeah, it's both like incredibly simple and crazy complex at the same time, but let's keep it simple. We are harnessing your body's healing ability. We're concentrating it and we're putting it where it needs to go. And we're letting it do its thing, staying out of the way. Along with that comes, okay, what is the best source? How do you get it? What do you do to it? How do you put it there? How do you prove you put it there? Is it ultrasound guided? What are your protocols? How did you develop them? Are they research based? Who do you partner with on the backside? Physical therapy, chiropractic, rehab, stuff like that. So all of that has been a 16-year journey. But we're, kind of like the indications that we think we can help, we're going to help you and we're going to get you better quicker.
And how often, in what situations and circumstances have you seen it work the best?
Our number one indication is knee pain. And of that, it's mostly arthritic knees. And we know we can get 5 to 7 years of relief. Now, if you walk into my office and you've got the bow-legged knees and you're limping and you have horrible arthritis, I'm not going to treat it. We're going to have you get a knee replacement where they realign you and you're going to go on your merry way. But if you have moderate to severe arthritis, but you don't have that malalignment and you're young and youngish, and I consider young under 80, trust me. I mean, if you're metabolically active and balanced and not taking too many medications, you can do well for 5 to 7 years. That's number one. But then it's also like overuse tendonitis, throwers, jumpers, runners. So there's a there's a professional athlete component and college athlete component that we do as well. But that's a minority.
Yeah.
I mean, most of our patients aren't pro athletes.
So my mom was just a few months shy of 97 when she fell and was dead 4 months later. So that's not exactly a great example, but that has been an example to me at 61 that I need to stay as strong and lithe and limber as possible, as long as possible, to stave that off.
There you go. Yeah. I can't talk enough about movement as medicine. After age 45 or so, we lose a certain percentage of muscle mass every year, and you can't do anything about it. There's no supplement. There's no magic pill, but there is movement and there's strength that you can build up to. Like if you get your strength higher, when you lose that strength, you're losing it from a higher pedestal. So you're going to fall less far. And the other thing is, like, we all see, I hate to say it, but like little old ladies like your mom, maybe, where if they fell, she didn't bounce, she broke, right? So if we have that muscle, if you got that booty on the backside, you can bounce a little bit, and that's muscle tone. So stay active.
So when someone has a knee injury, they're playing indoor soccer, they go down, it hurts real bad. How do they know whether to go to an ER, to call you, or to go straight to a surgeon?
That's probably the biggest question, right? And I would add urgent care in there, right? So if you can walk off the field and you can wrap it up and ice it and take 4 Advil and call me in the morning, I'd do it. No shade being thrown at our urgent care or ER docs. If you cannot bear weight, I think getting an image is not a bad idea at an emergency room. If you need stitches or you got an ankle sprain, that's probably, more an urgent care issue. So I am the gateway to kind of most orthopedic surgeons, and I do a lot of acute care. We're going to get you in within a day. I mean, we're going to answer the phone. We're going to communicate your studies back to you and develop a relationship with you.
How do people get in touch with you?
BaySportsMedicine.com, 636-735-3003 is our number.
There you go.
And we are open on Monday.
Awesome.
All right.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath.
Ask most contractors about a kitchen or bath remodel, and you'll get similar answers.
So how long?
Yeah, about 2 months. Longer than that. 3 days.
Longer than, wait a minute, what?
3 days.
3 days?
3 days or less. With 3-day kitchen and bath, you get a new kitchen or bath finished with top quality products and craftsmanship, all in 3 days or less guaranteed.
No eating out because my kitchen is in shambles for a month?
Nope.
No borrowing the neighbor's bathroom for weeks on end?
You'll have a whole new look in 3 days or less.
And those other guys?
They want our web address. Hey, what's your web address? See?
A lot of people will.
Just visit 3daykitchen.com. 3daykitchen.com.
3 days?
3 days. Yeah, isn't that something? 3-day kitchen and bath. Simply amazing.
3-day kitchen and bath.
St. Louis, meet your new favorite way to start the day. The Chris and Amy Show. It's not the same old talk. It's fresh, it's different, and it's local. Chris and Amy dig into the news that matters, but they also keep it light, keep it fun, and keep you smiling. Serious when it needs to be, silly when it can be. That's pure entertainment with a local heartbeat. The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays at 9 on the Voice of St. Louis, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here for Game Day Men's Health. You'll find them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. They are phenomenal. First of all, they are over the top when it comes to professionalism, expertise, and they really respect your time. So if you're dealing with just like low energy, like for me, I always describe my feelings before I was going to game day. Like my body felt like I had the heavy legs, I felt in my 50s. Well, I'm still in my 50s, but I don't feel it. I feel like I did 10, 12 years ago because I'm doing the testosterone replacement therapy, and that's just kind of getting me back to where I used to be. So if you're thinking about that or performance issues, gym, bedroom, whatever, or here's a big one. They're really big with the medical weight loss now. If you're looking at maybe you gain some weight, you'd like to drop it, check them out because they can get you taken care of real quick. They have their own pharmacy now that allows them to offer safe and effective medicine from their own FDA certified pharmacy. All of the plans, every treatment plan, and this is true for every plan, not just the medical weight loss, is developed and supervised by board-certified medical professionals. So they are going only the professional route, the best of the best, and they will respect your time, man. You can get your initial consultation